Page number 32, Chapter 2, Principles of Management. Para. Principles of management are of universal nature and apply to every type of organization. By Henry Henry Fayol, Fayol. Para. Learning objectives. After studying this chapter, you should be able to point 1. Describe the meaning of within single inverted comma principles of management single inverted comma closed. Point 2. Explain the nature of principles of management. Point 3. Highlight the significance of principles of management. Point 4. Discuss Fayol's principles of management. Point 5. Describe the meaning of Taylor's scientific management. Point 6. Explain the principles of scientific management. And point 7. Recognize the techniques of scientific management. Para. 2.1.1 Introduction. These days, business has wider dimension, as a result of which numerous problems arise in day-to-day activities, and the manager of the enterprise has to solve these problems. A manager needs guidelines to grapple with the problems and run the organization efficiently. The principles of management guide the manager. Before entering into a detailed discussion about the principles of management, it is necessary to know the meaning of within single inverted comma principle single inverted comma closed. Different scholars have defined principle in the following manner. Para. Number 1. According to G.R. Terry, Terry, within inverted comma, principle is a fundamental statement or truth providing a guide to the thought or action. Inverted comma closed. Para. Number 2. According to Edwin, Edwin B. Flippo, Flippo, within inverted comma, a principle is a fundamental truth and it is generally stated in the form of cause and effect relationship. Inverted comma closed. Para. The definitions of these scholars show that principles are in the form of that basic truth which explains the relationship between cause and effect, and experts play an important role in their preparation. Para. 2.1.2 Concept of Principles of Management. Management of principles are statements of fundamental truths which guide thinking and action by the managers under different situations. Para. According to Kuntz, Koontz, and O'Donnell, Donnell, within inverted comma, management principles are fundamental truth of general validity which have value in predicting the result of management action. Inverted comma closed. Page number 33. Management principles are an integral part of management theory. Proper understanding of the principle helps in predicting what would happen if the principles were applied. A principle may be either descriptive or prescriptive. A descriptive principle merely describes the relationship between the variables, but on the other hand, a prescriptive or normative principle is stated to indicate what a manager should do. However, the principles of management are both descriptive and prescriptive. They have been developed to guide the managers in taking decisions on the basis of well-stated generalizations and not on trial and error method. Management principles are not rules or rigid laws. They can be modified by the managers. Para. 2.1.3 Derivation of Management Principles. Like all other social sciences, management too has its certain definite principles. These principles have been developed by the management experts. These principles are the outcome of the various problems faced by the managers. In management process, first the problems emerged, then efforts were made to solve them, and these efforts resulted in a lot of research, and finally the solutions were found out. We know these solutions in the form of principles of management. Para. The principles of management are derived in the following two ways. Para. Roman 1. On the basis of observation. Under this method, the manager may observe certain events and analyze them to gain experience. This knowledge may be used for guidance in future. For example, it was observed that by dividing the work into different units, efficiency of employees improved. As a result, it led to formulation of principle of within single inverted comma division of labor, single inverted comma closed. Para. Roman 2. On the basis of experimental studies. The management researchers may conduct experiments within bracket empirical studies bracket closed to derive management principles and to test their validity. For example, we can take two groups, one under the direct supervision of a single boss, whereas the second under the supervision of 2 or 3 bosses. The performance of these two groups over a specified period may be analyzed to arrive at a conclusion. This is how the principle of unity of command was derived by the management thinkers. Para. From the above, it can be concluded that observations and experiments result in formulation of management principles, which therefore are evolutionary. Hence, derivation of management principles can be said to be a matter of science. It is worth mentioning here that even though derivation of management principles is a matter of science, their application remains a matter of art. The success of managers depends upon how skillfully they put these principles into practice. Para. 2.1.4 Difference between principles of management and principles of science. Para. Column 1 Basis, Column 2 Principles of management, Column 3 Principles of science. Column 1 Number 1 Meaning. Principles of management. Principles of management refer to fundamental statements of truth that provide guidelines to manager for taking decisions or actions. Principles of science. Principles of science refer to fundamental statements of truth which increase the human understanding of how physical existence works. Para. Number 2 Nature. Column 2 Principles of management are not rigid and can be changed according to the situation. Column 3 Principles of science are rigid. Para. Number 3 Applicable universally. Column 2 Management has to deal with human behavior. Thus, there are to be applied principles of management creatively according to the need of the situation. Column 3 Principles of science are applicable all the time and anywhere in the world. Para. Number 4 Example. Column 2 Principle of unity of command, Principle of order, etc. Column 3 Principle of gravitation. Page number 34. 2.1.5 Differences between principles of management and technique of management. Para. Column 1 Basis, Column 2 Principle of management, Column 3 Technique of management. Column 1 Number 1 Meaning. Column 2 Principles of management refer to fundamental statements of truth that provide guidelines to managers for taking decisions or actions. Column 3 Techniques of management refer to the methods or procedures involving steps to be taken to achieve desired goals. Para. Number 2 Nature. Column 2 Principles of management are flexible and can be changed according to the need of the situation. Column 3 Techniques of management are rigid. Para. 2.1.6 Differences between principles and values. Column 1 Basis, Column 2 Principles, Column 3 Values. Column 1 Number 1 Meaning. Column 2 Principles are statement of basic truth providing guidelines for action. Column 3 Values may be defined as general rules for behavior of an individual in a society. Para. Column 1 Number 2 Formation. Column 2 Principles are formed after research and experimentation. Column 2 Values are based on quality, preaching and prevailing practices. Para. Column 1 Number 3 Nature. Column 2 Principles are technical in nature. Column 3, values are ethical in nature. Para 2.1.7, nature of the principles of management. Managerial principles help the managers in performing their functions with planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling efficiently. Para. The principles of management have the following characteristic or features. The following are the features of the significance of management. Number 1, providing managers with useful insight into reality. Roman 2, optimum utilization of resources. Roman 3, scientific decision making. Roman 4, marketing environmental challenges. Roman 5, better administration. Roman 6, fulfilling social responsibility. And Roman 7, management training, education and research. Para. Roman 1, universal application. The principles of management are universal in nature. That means they can be applied to all types of organizations, irrespective of their size and nature. For example, the principle of unity of direction is widely applied to all types of activities and to all types of organizations. Similarly, the principle of division of work has found application in all kinds of organizations in order to achieve the benefits of specialization. Page number 35. However, the extent of division of work may vary from situation to situation. Para. Roman 2, general guidelines. Management principles have been evolved or conceived by management thinkers out of their experience and analysis. That's why they have been expressed in the form of general statements. Management principles cannot be stated as rigorously as the principles of physical sciences. Thus, management principles give general guidelines to solve the problems. These principles do not provide ready-made solution for all the problems. Para. Roman 3, evolutionary stroke formed by practice and experiments. The principles of management have been developed on the basis of accumulated experiences and collective wisdom of managers as well as through experimentation. They are not developed overnight, or they are not the personal feelings of any person. Proper observations and experiments are conducted before developing them. Therefore, they are evolutionary in nature. Para. Roman 4, flexible. The principles of management are flexible, that is, they can be modified by the managers according to the given situation. For example, the principle of centralization insists on concentration of power and authority at top level, but the extent and degree of centralization may vary according to nature of organization, and centralization does not mean total centralization. There can be use of decentralization at lower level if organization demands it. Para. Roman 5, mainly behavioral. Managers have to deal with human behavior because all work is done by human beings. Principles of management are designed to influence human behavior in the desired manner so that the organizational goals are achieved. But the principles may not yield the desired result due to complexity of human behavior. Each individual has a uniqueness based on his ego, beliefs, culture, ability, etc. In view of this, management principles cannot be applied in all the organizations blindly. They are bound to be modified from one enterprise to another. Para. Roman 6, cause and effect relationship. The principles of management establish a relationship between cause and effect. They tell us as to what would be the result if a particular principle is applied in a given situation. For example, according to the principle of division of work, the work is divided among the employees or workers according to their capability, which will lead to specialization. So here, within single inverted comma, division of work, single inverted comma closed, is cause, and within single inverted comma, Specialization, single inverted comma closed, is effect. However, accurate cause and effect relationship cannot be established as these principles are mainly applicable on human. Para. Roman 7. Contingent. Management principles are contingent or dependent upon the situations prevailing in the organization. Their application and effect depend upon the nature of organization. The application of principle has to be changed according to the nature, size and type of organization. Para. For example, principle of team spirit is very important for an organization where work is carried out by a group of people, whereas it is of no use in the organization where work is performed by individual. Para. Roman 8. Equality. All management principles are equally important. No single principle has greater significance than the other. For example, one cannot say that division of work is more important than unity of command or vice versa. Para. 2.1.8 Significance or importance of management principles. Proper understanding of management principle is very necessary and helpful for managers as these principles act as guidelines for managerial activities. The management practices and techniques can be based on well-defined principles. By practicing principles, a manager can avoid various mistakes while dealing with the people in the organization. He can also predict the results of his actions with confidence. Page number 36. The need and significance of management principles arises because of the following reasons. Para. Significance of management principles. Under significance of management principles comes Roman 1. Providing managers with useful insight into reality. Roman 2. Optimum utilization of resources. Roman 3. Scientific decision making. Roman 4. Meeting environmental challenges. Roman 5. Better administration. Roman 6. Fulfilling social responsibility. And Roman 7. Management training, education and research. Para. Roman 1. Providing managers with useful insight into reality. Management principles act as guidelines for the managers. These principles improve knowledge, ability and understanding of managers under various managerial situations. The knowledge of management principles makes it easy to analyze the manager's job and define the scope of his duties. It is through the application of management principles that a manager can deal with complex business problems. These principles guide managers to take right decision at the right time. Para. Roman 2. Optimum utilization of resources. Several principles of management aim at optimum utilization of all types of resources for the attainment of organizational goals. For instance, principles of within single inverted comma division of work, single inverted comma closed comma, within single inverted comma discipline, single inverted comma closed comma, within single inverted comma unity of direction, single inverted comma closed comma, within single inverted comma centralization, single inverted comma closed comma, within single inverted comma order, single inverted comma closed, etc. facilitate better utilization of human efforts and physical resources. They help in saving time, energy and efforts and also enhance the productivity of various resources. Para. Roman 3. Scientific decision making. The management principles serve as guidelines for the managers to deal with different situations. The need for guesswork is reduced. The managers need not depend on their intuition or trial and error method. They can take their decisions on the established management principles. Scientific decision making will facilitate better functioning of the organization, thus managerial efficiency will be increased. Para. Roman 4. Meeting environmental challenges. Every business operates in a dynamic environment. Changes in economical, social, political, technological, and legal environment create challenges for the business. Management principles train the managers in implementing the changes in right direction and at right level in the organization. For example, by following the principle of specialization, business firms are now outsourcing their non-core activities. Para. Roman 5. Better administration. Proper understanding of the principles of management help the managers in formulation of effective plans and policies. Management principles make administration more effective by discouraging personal prejudices and biases. These principles insist on objectivity and scientific decisions. For example, principle of unity of command, scalar chain, unity of direction leads to systematic and smooth functioning of the organization. Unity of command avoids confusion of more bosses. Unity of direction unifies the efforts of all the employees in common direction, and scalar chain results in systematic flow of information. Page number 37. Roman 6. Fulfilling social responsibilities. A business is creation of society and makes use of resources of society. So it must do something for society also by performing some social responsibilities. Management principles not only act as guidelines for achieving organizational objectives, but these principles also guide the managers to perform social responsibilities. For example, the principle of fair remuneration insists on adequate salary to employees and take care of interest of employees also. Para. Roman 7. Management training, education and research. Principles of management are the central point of management theory, so they are used as a basis for management training, education and research. These principles are an integral and important part of the curriculum of various management courses at bachelor level, such as BBA within bracket Bachelor of Business Administration bracket closed, and master level such as MBA within bracket Master of Business Administration bracket closed. Moreover, management principle lays due emphasis on sound judgment achieved through proper research. Research helps to find out innovative methods in the field of marketing, production, finance, etc., which eventually lead to effective performance. Continuation of page number 37. 2.2 Fayol's Principles of Management. Para. 2.2.1 Life History of Henry Fayol, Henry, Henry, Fayol, Fayol, within bracket 1841 to 1925 bracket closed. Para. Henry Fayol was born in France in 1841. He got degree in mining engineering in 1860 and started working as engineer in a coal mining company. In 1888, he was promoted as the managing director of the company. At that time, the company was in the situation of insolvency. He applied his managerial techniques and bring out the company from that situation. When he retired, the company was a leading coal steel company with strong financial background. Para. After his retirement, he devoted himself for writing principles and practice of management. He published a book within single inverted comma Administration Industrielle Generale, single inverted comma closed, in French in 1916, which was translated into English in 1929 under the title within single inverted comma General and Industrial Management, single inverted comma closed. Para. He felt that there could be a single administrative science whose principles are universally applicable irrespective of the type of the organization and managerial situation. Because of his emphasis on universality of management principles, he is known as within single inverted comma universalist, single inverted comma closed. Para. 2.2.2 Fayol's Theory of Management. Fayol classified all business activities into 6 categories. 1. Technical, within bracket production or manufacturing, bracket closed. 2. Commercial within bracket buying, selling and exchange bracket closed. 3. Financial within bracket search for an optimum use of capital bracket closed. 4. Security within bracket protection of property and persons bracket closed. 5. Accounting within bracket including statistics bracket closed. And 6. Managerial. Para. According to Fayol within inverted comma, first 5 groups of activities are quite well known and therefore he concentrated his attention on the analysis of the 6th group, that is managerial activities, inverted comma closed. Para. According to Fayol within inverted comma, to manage is to forecast and plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate and to control, inverted comma closed. Thus, Fayol classified managerial activities or functions into planning, organizing, commanding, controlling and coordinating. Page number 38, 2.2.3 Major contribution of Fayol. Henry Fayol became famous as, within inverted comma, father of management studies and thoughts, inverted comma closed, because of the following contributions. Para. A. He made clear distinction between technical and managerial skill. B. He identified the main steps in the process of management which are considered the major functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. And C. He developed 14 principles of management which act guidelines for managers to perform managerial activities. Para. 2.2.4 Principles of management developed by Fayol. Para. Henry Fayol views management to be more technical at lower level and more administrative at higher level. Fayol suggested the following 14 principles of management in order to make the job of managing more effective. Para. Principle of management. Under principle of management are Roman 1. Division of work. Roman 2. Authority and responsibility. Roman 3. Discipline. Roman 4. Unity of command. Roman 5. Unity of direction. Roman 6. Subordination of individual interest to general interest. Roman 7. Remuneration of personnel. Roman 8. Centralization and decentralization. Roman 9. Scalar chain. Roman 10. Order. Roman 11. Equity. Roman 12. Stability of tenure of personnel. Roman 13. Initiative. And Roman 14. Esprit. ESPIRIT. DE Corps. CORPS. Para. Roman 1. Division of work. According to this discipline, the whole work must be divided into small tasks or units, and instead of assigning the whole work to one person, one task should be assigned to one person according to the capability, qualification and experience of the person. When a person is performing a part of job again and again, he will become perfect and specialized in doing that, and the efficiency level will improve. Fayol said not only the factory work but technical, managerial and skill jobs should also be divided into small segments for specialization. Para. But when division of work carried too far, it leads to loss of skill and makes the job monotonous and less interesting. Since division of work makes the job less satisfying, management practice of today gives serious thought to the possibility of job enlargement as a tool of job satisfaction. Page number 39. Positive effects. Point 1. It makes each job simpler. Point 2. It reduces workload. Point 3. It reduces wastage of resources. Point 4. It leads to specialization. Point 5. It increases efficiency of operation. Para. Adverse effect of violation. Point 1. Lack of efficiency. Point 2. Jobs will become complex and difficult. Point 3. There will be no specialization. Point 4. Chances of duplication of work. Para. Roman 2. Authority and responsibility. Authority means power to take decision. Responsibility means obligation to complete the job assigned on time. According to this principle, there must be balance or parity between the authority and responsibility. Granting authority without giving responsibility will create chances of misuse of power, whereas assigning responsibility without providing authority will not enable employees to perform their duty properly. For example, a person is given responsibility to produce 100 units in 1 week time, but he is not given authority to purchase the raw materials. If there is no raw material available in the store, he could not complete the target on time. The worker cannot be blamed because he was given only the responsibility and not the matching authority to carry on the work. Para. Positive effects. Point 1. There will be no misuse of authority. Point 2. Helps in meeting responsibilities on time without any delay. Point 3. Increase in the confidence of the employees. Para. Adverse effect of violation. Point 1. There will be delay in completion of work due to less authority. Point 2. Cannot fix accountability of the subordinates in case the desired results are not obtained. Point 3. Misuse of authority due to excess authority. Point 4. Overburden with work with excess responsibility. And point 5. Decline in the confidence of the employees. Para. Roman 3. Discipline. Discipline refers to general rules, regulations for systematic working in an organization. Discipline does not mean only rules and regulations, but it also means developing commitment in the employees towards organization as well as towards each other. Fayol insists that discipline is required at superior as well as subordinate level. Discipline is a double-edged tool. On the one hand, it enforces orderliness, and on the other hand, it motivates them. Discipline is necessary for the smooth functioning of the organization. Para. For example, an agreement has been entered by the management and the labor union, whereby the workers have agreed to work an hour extra without additional wages to take out the company from losses, and in return the management has promised to increase wages of the worker when the mission is completed. Here, discipline would mean that both workers and the management will fulfill their commitment without any prejudice towards each other. Para. According to Fayol, discipline can best be maintained by Roman 1. Having good superiors at all levels. Roman 2. Entering into agreements within bracket either with the individual employees or with the union, as the case may be, bracket closed, as clear and fair as possible. And Roman 3. Ensuring that penalties are judiciously imposed. Page number 40. Positive effects. Point 1. Smooth functioning of the organization is ensured. Point 2. Higher efficiency is achieved. Point 3. Organization has a better reputation among the people. Point 4. Better relations between management and workers. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Point 1. There will be disorder, confusion and chaos because of lack of discipline. Point 2. Wastage of resources in absence of discipline. Point 3. Delay in work due to absence of rules and regulations. Point 4. Poor relations between management and workers. Point 5. Decline in the confidence of the employees. Point 6. Decline in the reputation of the organization and efficiency of the employees. Para. Roman 4. Unity of command. According to this principle, an employee should receive orders from one boss only, because if he is receiving orders from more than one boss, then he will get confused and will not be able to understand that whose order must be executed first. On the other hand, if employee is receiving orders from more bosses, he gets chance to give excuses by saying that he was busy in executing the order of other boss. To avoid confusion and to give no chance of excuse to employee, the orders must come from one boss only. If there are more bosses, it can create problem of ego clash among the superiors, as every superior wants his order to be executed by the employee. For example, a worker is asked by the foreman to increase quantity of production, but the marketing manager wants him to concentrate on quality. In such a situation, the worker will get confused and would not be able to please either of his bosses. Para. The principle of unity of command has been shown in the following diagram. এই ডায়াগ্রামটা একবার রিডারকে দিয়ে পড়িয়ে নেবেন কিংবা দেখিয়ে নেবেন। প্যারা Positive effects. Point 1. Each subordinate shall receive clear-cut orders from one boss only. This will improve his performance. Point 2. Authority. Responsibility relations will be clear to everybody. Point 3. Orders and instructions of every executive will be honored. It would be easy to fix responsibility in case of default. Point 4. There will be harmonious relations between the superiors and the subordinates. Point 5. Discipline can be maintained. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Point 1. There will be overlapping of orders and instructions. Page number 41. Point 2. A subordinate may not be able to satisfy two or more bosses at the same time. This may lead to conflicts in the organization. Point 3. Subordinate will get chance to escape from his responsibilities by giving excuses. Point 4. It creates a confused situation for the subordinates. Point 5. It reduces the efficiency of the subordinates. Point 6. It will be very difficult to maintain discipline in the organization. Para. Roman 5. Unity of direction. By unity of direction, Fayol meant, within inverted comma, one unit and one plan, inverted comma closed. In other words, all the activities of a work unit or group should be directed towards its common objective. This will lead to better coordination and help in the effective management of the enterprise. If this principle is not followed, there will be unnecessary duplication of efforts and wastage of resources. Efficiency of the organization will also be affected adversely because of lack of harmony of efforts of various individuals and groups. For example, an organization is producing different lines of products, cosmetics, medicines, and confectionery items. Each product has its own market and its own business environment. Each division must plan its target, and every employee of that division must put his efforts towards the achievement of plan of their division under the direction of one head only. Para. Positive effects. Point 1. All activities are directed towards organizational goals. Point 2. There is better coordination throughout the organization. Point 3. Efforts of all the employees get unified towards one direction only. Point 4. Easy to achieve objectives. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Point 1. There would be confusion in the mind of the workers. Point 2. There would be duplication of efforts and wastage of resources. Point 3. Lower efficiency may result because of lack of coordination. And point 4. Difficulty in achieving organizational goal. Para. Differences between unity of command and unity of direction. Para. Column 1. Unity of command. Column 2. Unity of direction. Column 1. Number 1. It implies that a subordinate should receive orders and instructions from one boss only. Column 2. It means the activities of a group should be directed towards its common goal. Column 1. Number 2. This principle is related to the functioning of personnel. Column 2. This principle is related to the functioning of a department or the organization as a whole. Para. Column 1.3. Unity of command is necessary to fix responsibility of each subordinate. Column 2. Unity of direction is necessary for sound organization. Para. Column 1.4. Unity of command avoids conflicts in the undertaking or enterprise. Column 2. Unity of direction avoids duplication of efforts and wastage of resources. Page number 42. Roman 6. Subordination of individual interest to general interest. According to Fayol, organizational interest should be given more priority as compared to individual interest of an employee. In the organization, all the employees are working with some objective and there is always an objective of organization. If the objectives of individual are in the same direction of organization, then there is no problem. But if the objectives of both the groups are in different directions, then manager must try to reconcile individual interest with organizational goal, and if it is not possible, then individual goal must be sacrificed for achieving organizational goal. The goal of organization must not be sacrificed because individuals will be able to achieve their objectives only when organization prospers. For example, if individual's objective is to earn more remuneration and organization is going through the situation of financial crisis and has the objective of cutting down the expenses, in this situation the individual must sacrifice his interest, as when organization will come out from financial crisis, then he can achieve his objective. Para. Positive effects. Point 1. Ensures coordination between individual and organizational goals. Point 2. Concentration on organizational objectives. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Point 1. There might be deviation from organizational goals. Point 2. Even employees will also suffer in long run. Para. Roman 7. Remuneration of personnel. According to this principle, the remuneration payable to the employee should be fair. The employees should get fair wages which ensure at least a reasonable standard of living. On the other hand, it should also be within the paying capacity of the business. The method of employee remuneration should be just and fair to everybody. If employees are underpaid, they will not be satisfied, and an unsatisfied person can never contribute his maximum. Dissatisfaction will lead to increase in employees' turnover. The fair wage is determined according to A. Financial capacity of the concern. B. By keeping in mind the Minimum Wage Act of Government. C. The wages and salaries paid by the competitors. Para. For example, if in a particular year the organization has earned more profit, then apart from giving extra profit to shareholders and owners, some part of profit must be given to employees also in the form of bonus. This will encourage and motivate to employees. They put more efforts and increase the profit of the company. Para. Positive effects. Point 1. Motivation of personnel. Point 2. Higher commitment of personnel. Point 3. Better relations between the management and the workers. Point 4. Ensure smooth functioning of the organization. Point 5. Decline in the labor turnover rate. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Point 1. Increase in turnover of employees. Page number 43. Point 2. Dissatisfaction and demotivation of employees. Point 3. Unhealthy relations between the management and the workers. Point 4. Encourage to dishonesty. Para. Roman 8. Centralization and decentralization. Centralization refers to centralization hobe na, concentration of authority or power in few hands at the top level. Decentralization means evenly distribution of power at every level of management. According to Fayol, an organization should strive to achieve a proper balance between centralization and decentralization. The degree of centralization and decentralization will depend upon several factors such as the size of the organization, competence of top managers, ability of the subordinates, and so on. A small organization can be well organized and managed with centralized technique, but in large organizations, there is need for decentralization. Secondly, if employees are efficient and competent, then they can be trusted by having decentralization. But if employees are not fully developed and are less in number, then there must be centralization. The major decisions and activities of setting up organizational goals, plans, policies, strategies can be centralized, but there can be policy of decentralization for the activities of routine work, such as purchase of raw materials, fixing targets of workers, etc. Para. Positive effects. Point 1. Decrease in the workload of superiors. Point 2. Increase in the encouragement to the subordinates. Point 3. Quick decisions at the operational level and efficient control by the top level. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Point 1. Excessive centralization will result in delay in decision making and action. Point 2. Excessive decentralization will result in misuse of authority. Point 3. Decline in the encouragement to subordinates in case of complete centralization. Para. Roman 9. Scalar chain. According to Fayol, scalar chain refers to the chain of superiors ranging from the top management to the lowest ranks. The principle of scalar chain suggests that there should be a clear line of authority from top to bottom, linking all managers at all levels. The scalar chain serves as a chain of command as well as a chain of communication. It is considered as a chain of command because orders and instructions issued by higher level managers flow through intermediate managers before reaching lower levels. The scalar chain also works as a chain of communication. All communications downwards and upwards in the organization are required to flow through the chain. If reports on results achieved are to be sent by lower to higher levels, they must pass through intermediate managers. Similarly, orders and instructions issued by head of the department to supervisors must flow through intermediate managers. Para. Figure 1 shows the scalar chain linking managers at lower levels with the top management. If D has to communicate with G, the message should usually move up through C and B to A and then down from A to E, F and G. Communication through the scalar chain may sometimes involve delays. Page number 44. To avoid the delay and to facilitate quick communication, Fayol suggested the concept of within single inverted comma gangplank single inverted comma closed as shown by the dotted line joining D and G. Para. The gangplank permits D to communicate directly with G on urgent matters without weakening the chain of command. The gangplank allows two employees at the same level to communicate directly with each other. Para. However, each must inform his superior about the message that has been exchanged directly between them. But no gangplank can be constructed between the people working at different level. That is, no gangplank between D and F. Figure 1 scalar chain and gangplank. এই ফিগারটা একবার আপনি রিডারকে দিয়ে দেখিয়ে নেবেন। Para. Positive effects. Point 1 smooth flow of communication, orders and instructions. Point 2 clarity of authority and responsibility relationships. Point 3 unity of command in the organization. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Point 1 communication gaps in the organization. Point 2 lack of clarity of authority responsibility relationships. Para. Capital Roman 10 order. According to this principle, in an organization there should be a suitable place for everything and everyone, and everything and everyone should be at its right place. In other words, there must be orderliness in the organization. The order can be of following types. Para. A. Material order. Arrangement of things is known as material order. Material order requires that there must be a proper place for everything within bracket like materials, tools, equipments, etc. bracket closed, and everything must be put in its right place. Page number 45. B. Social order. Arrangement of people is referred to as social order. Social order requires that there should be a proper workplace within bracket like seat or cabin, etc. bracket closed, for everyone in the organization, and everyone should be in his or her appointed place. Para. Violation of this principle should cause chaos and inefficiency. Para. For example, if a worker is in need of a tool, he must know in which box or tool room it will be found, and if he needs guidance from supervisor, he must know the fixed cabin of supervisor. Otherwise, worker will waste his time and energy in search of tools or supervisor. Para. Positive effects. Point 1. Effective utilization of human and physical resources. Point 2. No wastage of time in search of pupil, tools, materials, etc. Point 3. Smooth and systematic working of the organization. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Point 1. Wasteful movement of tools and materials. Point 2. Difficulty in contacting pupil in case of need. Point 3. Waste of time in search of men, material and tools. Point 4. Increase in the possibility of accidents. Continuation of page number 45. Point number 11. Equity. Equity refers to kind, fair and just treatment to employees. Employees will put their maximum efforts only when they are treated with kindness and justice. Equity does not mean equal salary to a peon and supervisor, but equity means application of same disciplinary rules, leave rules in the same way irrespective of their grade, position and gender. Each subordinate should get a fair treatment in matter of reward or punishment. The manager should not give undue favors to some and neglect others. The workers performing similar jobs should be paid the same wage rate. If the principle of equity is followed, the workers will feel happy as a result of fair treatment from the management. They will also be motivated to work harder. Para. For example, the rules for granting medical leave to an employee should be same irrespective of their position, grade or gender. Para. Positive effects. Roman 1. Employees are satisfied and their morale is high. Roman 2. There are cordial relations between supervisors and subordinates. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Roman 1. Employees are dissatisfied. Roman 2. Unhealthy relations between supervisors and subordinates. Roman 3. Aggrieved employees may leave the organization. Para. Roman 12. Stability of tenure of personnel. According to Fayol, within inverted comma, employee turnover should be minimized to maintain organizational efficiency. Inverted comma closed. In an organization, the employees should be selected and appointed after following a due and rigorous procedure. Once they are appointed, they should be kept at their position for a minimum fixed period. Page number 46. It refers to no frequent termination and transfer. According to these principles, the management must provide the feeling of job security among the employees, because with the feeling of insecurity for the job, the employees cannot contribute their maximum. Frequent turnover of employees is bad for organization, and such change may be made when it is unavoidable, as for example, in case of illness, retirement or death of an employee. Not only turnover but frequent transfer or rotation should also be avoided, because it takes some time to a person to learn and get settled on a job. By the time he gets settled and he receives transfer order, then it will be wastage of resources and employee will not be able to contribute his best for organization. Para. Positive effect. Point 1. Employees get job security. Point 2. Improves efficiency level of employees. Point 3. No wastage of time and resources. Point 4. Productivity does not suffer because of frequent transfers. Point 5. Rate of labor turnover will be slow. Point 6. Cost of recruitment, selection and training can be minimized. Point 7. It helps in maintaining organizational efficiency. Point 8. Increased reputation of the company. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Point 1. Wastage of resources in learning the new job. Point 2. Frustration and dissatisfaction among employees. Point 3. Declined reputation of the company. Point 4. Heavy recruitment and training expenses. Para. Roman 13. Initiative. Initiative refers to chalking out the plan and then implementing the same. According to Fayol, within inverted comma, workers should be encouraged to develop and carry out their plans for improvement. Inverted comma closed. Fayol wanted that subordinates should be given an opportunity to take some initiative in making and executing the plans. Employees get satisfaction when they are allowed to take initiative. So managers must welcome the suggestions and ideas of employees before framing the plan. The initiative does not mean disobedience, that is, once decisions are taken by management, then every employee must follow it whether it is according to employee's suggestion or not. Para. Positive effects. Point 1. Create thinking power of the employees. Point 2. Cooperation of the employees in implementing decisions. Point 3. Create attachment of the employees to the organization. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Point 1. Decline in the thinking power of the employees. Point 2. An atmosphere of non-cooperation. Point 3. Decline in the employees' attachment to the organization. Page number 47. Roman 14. Esprit de corps, within bracket, union is strength, bracket closed. It means team spirit or harmony in group effort and mutual understanding among employees. When there is a team spirit, everyone comes forward to help others. Team spirit helps develop an atmosphere of mutual trust and understanding. It inspires people to work harder and improve the quality of work. They enjoy working in the organization. Therefore, managers at all levels take steps to improve team spirit and develop a sense of belonging among employees. Para. For example, if the production manager assigned a target of manufacturing 100 units to a group of 10 members, divided the target among themselves to produce 10 units each, principle of team spirit says that each member of the group should not concentrate only on achieving his individual target of 10 units, but they must concentrate on achieving group target of 100 units. So if 2 workers of that group fall sick, then the other 8 members must divide their individual target among themselves and try to achieve the target of the group. Para. Positive effects. Number 1. There will be a team spirit in the organization. Number 2. Group goals will be achieved in a smooth manner. Para. Adverse effects of violation. Number 1. There will be lack of team spirit as each worker will be self-centered. Number 2. There will be difficulty in attaining the group goals. Para. Conclusion. Fayol has pointed out that since management is related to human beings, nothing can be said with a sense of finality. What principles are to be applied at what time, in what situation, and to what degree, within bracket, or extent, bracket closed, it all depends on the experience, efficiency, and decision-making power of the manager. Thus, the principles advocated by Fayol have an element of flexibility. Para. 2.3 Taylor Scientific Management. Para. 2.3.1 Life History of Frederick F.R.E.D.R.I.C.K. Winslow W.I.N.S.L.O.W. Taylor T.A.Y.L.O.R. Para. F. W. Taylor within bracket 1856 to 1915 bracket closed was an American and began his career as a machinist in Midwell Midvale Steel Steel Works in Philadelphia PHILADELPHIA USA and rose to the position of its chief engineer. Later he joined the Bethlehem BETHLEHEM Steel Works. Throughout his career, Taylor was concerned with increased labor productivity without putting undue strain on workers. He conducted several experiments and developed a theory of management which came to be known as within inverted comma scientific management inverted comma closed. Therefore, Taylor is known as the within inverted comma father of scientific management inverted comma closed. Taylor's ideas are found in his two books, namely within inverted comma The Principle of Scientific Management inverted comma closed and within inverted comma Shop Floor inverted comma closed. Taylor was assisted in the development of scientific management by many other pioneers like Henry Henry L. Gantt Gantt, Harlow Harlow S. Pearson Pearson, Harrington Harrington, Emerson Emerson, Frank Frank B. Gilbert Gilberth, Lillian Lillian Gilbert Gilberth, and so on. Para. Positions held by him. Point 1. In 1874, worked as an apprentice machinist. Point 2. In 1884, executive at Midwell Steel Company. Point 3. In 1898, Bethlehem Steel Company. Point 4. In 1900, professor at within inverted comma Tuck School of Business inverted comma closed. Point 5. During 1906 to 1907, president of within inverted comma American Society of Mechanical Engineers inverted comma closed. Page number 48. His major articles or books. Point 1. The Principles of Scientific Management. Point 2. A Piece of Rate System. Point 3. The Making of Pudding Green, a series of articles. Point 4. Not for the genius but for the average man. Point 5. Shop Floor. Para. 2.3.2 Meaning of Scientific Management. The literary meaning of scientific management is performing the work of management in a scientific manner. In a broad sense, scientific management implies the application of scientific methods of study and analysis to the problems of management. It is a systematic and throughout approach to the job of management as captured to the rule of thumb or hit and miss or trial and error approaches. Scientific management includes finding the most efficient methods of production, scientific selection and training of workers, proper allotment of duties and work, and achieving cooperation between workers and management. Taylor has said that before commencing any work, a manager should first analyze it thoroughly and only then take any decision. Para. 2.3.3 Definitions of Scientific Management. Some important definitions of scientific management are given below. Para. Point 1. Within inverted comma, scientific management means knowing exactly what you want men to do and saying that they do it in the best and cheapest way, inverted comma closed, by F. W. Taylor. Para. Point 2. Within inverted comma, the core of scientific management is the organized study of work, the analysis of work into its simplest elements, and the systematic improvement of the worker's performance of each element, inverted comma closed. by Peter Peter F. Drucker Drucker. Para. Point 3. Within inverted comma, scientific management characterizes that form of organization and procedure in purposive collective effort which rests on principles or laws derived by the process of scientific investigation and analysis instead of any tradition or policy determined casually by the process of trial and error. Inverted comma closed. By H. S. Pearson Pearson. Para. Point 4. Within inverted comma, it is the art and science of preparing, organizing and directing human effort applied to control the forces and utilize the materials of nature for the benefits of man. Inverted comma closed. By Association of Mechanical Engineers, USA. Para. Based on the above discussion, it can be said that scientific management involves studying each activity in detail and in doing so ensure that all the activities of the organization are accomplished in an economic and effective manner. Page number 49. 2.3.4 Features of Scientific Management. Para. Based on the above definitions, we derive the following characteristics of scientific management. Para. Feature of scientific management. Under feature of scientific management are Roman 1. Systematic approach. Roman 2. Brings complete mental change. Roman 3. Discards traditional management. Roman 4. Requires strict observance of rules. Roman 5. Improves the efficiency of workers. Roman 6 gives due weightage to specialization. Roman 7 useful for large organization. Roman 8 attempts to minimize wastes. Para. Roman 1 Systematic approach. It is a systematic approach of management and ensures that all activities are completed in a systematic and scientific manner. Para. Roman 2 brings complete mental change. Scientific management brings a complete mental change of the owners as well as the employees of the organization. Both the parties start aiming for more and better production target rather than merely chasing higher profits. Para. Roman 3 discards traditional management. It calls for the discarding of old techniques and adoption of new and modern techniques with the aim of improving the efficiency of employees. This is nothing but outcome of complete change in attitude. Para. Roman 4 requires strict observance of rules. Scientific management requires very strict observance of rules because the rules are formed only after due analysis and there is very little chance of error in them. Para. Roman 5 improves the efficiency of workers. The main aim of scientific management is to increase efficiency of workers through time study, motion study and fatigue study. Para. Roman 6 gives due weightage to specialization. Scientific management involves dividing each work into various small parts, each part being allotted to the person who is an expert in it. Hence, it can be said that scientific management gives due weightage to specialization. Para. Roman 7 useful for large organizations. Since the scientific management system is quite expensive to implement, it is useful only for larger organizations. Para. Roman 8 attempts to minimize wastes. Scientific management aims at minimizing the waste of time, materials, machine, etc. This is indeed very essential to achieve higher level of performance and easier and quicker way to achieve goals. Para. 2.3.5 Principles of Scientific Management. The essence of the positive view of scientific management was described by Taylor as follows. Point 1. Science, not rule of thumb. Point 2. Harmony, not discord. Page number 50. Point 3. Cooperation, not individualism. Point Number 4. Maximum output in place of restricted output. Point 5. The development of each man to his greatest efficiency and prosperity. Para. Point 1. Science, not rule of thumb. The principle requires development and application of scientific methods. Taylor insists that each job performed in the organization should be based on scientific inquiry and not on intuition, experience, and hit and miss methods. He says that there must be thinking before doing, which is not in case of rule of thumb. Rule of thumb means decisions taken by manager as per their personal judgments, whereas scientific decisions are based on cause and effect and scientific measurements of methods and ways of production. The work assigned to any employee should be observed and analyzed with respect to each element or part thereof and the time involved therein, so as to decide the best way of performing the work and to determine the standard output for same. For example, in rule of thumb, the standard time required to do a particular job is decided by the managers on the basis of his past experience. Taylor insists that standard time for a job should be set up scientifically by performing time study in the organization, and then the day's target should be fixed. Scientific methods should be used for the following purposes. A. To determine standard time required to do a job. B. To determine a fair day's work for the workers. C. To determine the best way of doing the work. And D. To select standard tools and equipment, maintain standard working conditions, etc. Para. Roman 2. Harmony, not discord. Generally, in every organization, there are two groups of people, workers group and manager group. Both the groups work as rivals of each other. Workers always feel that they are underpaid and are overburdened with the work, and management always feels that workers are good for nothing. Taylor emphasized that there should be complete harmony between the workers and the management, since if there is any conflict between the two, it will not be beneficial either for the workers or the management. Both the management and the workers should realize the importance of each other. In order to achieve this state, Taylor suggested complete mental revolution, which means complete change of attitude and outlook for each other. In the words of Taylor, within inverted comma, scientific management has for its foundation the firm conviction that the true interests of the two are one and the same, that prosperity for the employer cannot exist for a long time unless it is accompanied by prosperity for the employees and vice versa. Inverted comma closed. For example, the main objective of workers is to earn more and the objective of management is to maximize production. Instead of discord for each other's objective, workers can earn more by producing more, which will help in maximizing the production also. Management should always be ready to share the gains of the company with the workers, and the latter should provide their full cooperation and hard work for achieve organizational goals. Para. Roman 3. Cooperation, not individualism. This principle is an extension of the principle harmony, not discord. In place of individualism, close cooperation between management and workers should be created so that work is done in accordance with the principles of scientific management. In the absence of constant and willing cooperation between the two sides, maximum prosperity for both cannot be achieved. The management must take workers in confidence before setting up the standard task for them, because when standards or targets are set up in consultation of workers, then they will try their best to achieve it. Page number 51. To have cooperation, management should welcome good suggestions of employees and they should be rewarded for their suggestion. At the same time, workers should not go on strike and make unreasonable demands. There must be open communication system. There must be paternalistic style of management as in case of Japanese companies. In most of the Japanese companies, there is complete openness between workers and the management. Usually, workers don't go on strike, but if at all they do so, they just wear a black badge and work even more than the normal hours just to impress upon the management that their focus is on their demands as well as organizational objectives. Para. Roman 4. Maximum output in place of restricted output. Both the management and the workers should try to achieve maximum output in place of restricted output. This will be beneficial to both the parties. Maximum output will result in higher wages for the workers and greater profit for the management. Increased productivity is also in the interest of the consumers and the society at large. Para. Roman 5. The development of each man to his greatest efficiency and prosperity. Industrial efficiency depends upon the efficiency of workers. Workers' efficiency depends upon proper training and their selection. According to Taylor, due care should be taken while selecting the employees, and after selecting, they must be given job according to their physical, mental, and intellectual capabilities. Employees must be sent for training time to time. Providing training to the workers was considered essential in order to learn the best method developed through the use of scientific approach. This will ensure greatest efficiency and prosperity for both company and workers. Continuation of page number 51. 2.3.6 Techniques of Scientific Management. The principles of scientific management only bring out the basic philosophy behind the theory. The question which now arises is how to implement these principles practically. Taylor and his colleagues laid down the following techniques or mechanisms to put scientific management into practice. Para. Techniques of scientific management. Under techniques of scientific management comes number 1, work study, number 2, functional foremanship, number 3, standardization and simplification of work, number 4, differential piece rate plan, and number 5, mental revolution. Para. Number 1, work study. Work study refers to the systematic, objective, and critical examination of all factors influencing the efficiency of operations to effect improvement therein. It involves the measurement and improvement of work in all aspects so as to maximize the efficiency of work. Its various aspects are A. Method study, B. Motion study, C. Time study, D. Fatigue study. Page number 52. A. Method study. There are various methods for completing any job. The main objective of this technique is to find out the best way or at least one of the best methods of doing a particular job in order to minimize the cost of production and maximize the quality and satisfaction of the customer. In the same manner, it needs to be checked that there are no unnecessary activities in the production process. Para. Method study involves the critical examination of plant layout, production design, material handling and work processes to minimize time, distance and cost involved in the transportation and storage of materials. To conduct this study, process chart and operation research techniques are used. Para. Taylor used this technique in devising the concept of assembly line. For example, for designing a scooter, assembly line would require deciding the sequence of operations, place of men, machine and raw materials, etc. The method should not be decided by rule of thumb. Instead, after trying all methods, the method that gives best results with minimum cost should be adopted. Ford Motors used this concept very successfully. Para B. Motion study. Taylor advocated a detailed scientific study of each job to determine the best way of doing it. Motion study means close observation of the movements of a worker's body or a machine involved in performing a job. The objectives of motion study are: A. To determine the movements of workers when they are performing the job. B. To differentiate between productive and unproductive movements. C. For cutting down unproductive and wasteful movements. And D. To design suitable equipment and tools to minimize the unproductive movements of workers. Para. To conduct motion study, Taylor suggested to observe an average worker when he is performing the job and note down all the movements he is doing. How many times he is getting up from his place, how many times he is bending down, etc. Repeat it for 100 times with different workers. After writing all the movements, classify them in productive and unproductive movements and make the strategy to cut down or minimize the unproductive movements. Taylor and his associate Frank, F-R-A-N-K, Gilbert, G-I-L-B-E-R-T-H, were able to reduce motions in bricklaying from 18 to just 5. Taylor demonstrated increase in productivity by 4 times by this process. Para. Gilbert identified 17 basic motions involved in every human operations. These motions are as follows. 1. Search within bracket SH bracket closed. 2. Select within bracket ST bracket closed. 3. Grasp within bracket G bracket closed. 4. Transport empty within bracket TE bracket closed. 5. Transport loaded within bracket TL bracket closed. 6. Hold within bracket H bracket closed. 7. Release load within bracket RL bracket closed. 8. Position within bracket P bracket closed. 9. Proposition within bracket PP bracket closed. 10. Inspect within bracket I bracket closed. 11. Assemble within bracket A bracket closed. 12. Disassemble হবে না, disassemble within bracket DA bracket closed. 13. Use within bracket U bracket closed. 14. Unavoidable delay within bracket UD bracket closed. Page number 53. Number 15. Avoidable delay within bracket AD bracket closed. 16. Plan within bracket PN bracket closed. Number 17. Rest for overcoming fatigue within bracket R bracket closed. Para. C. Time study. Time study is the technique of observing and recording the time required by a worker of reasonable skills and ability to perform each element of the tasks in a job. According to Gilbert, within inverted comma, it is the art of recording, analyzing, and synthesizing the time elements of any operation. Inverted comma closed. To conduct time study, Taylor suggested to observe an average worker when he is performing the job with a stopwatch in hand and note down the average time taken by the worker in completion of job. Taylor suggested to repeat the same observations for 100 times. Then adjustments are made in actual things for the rest period and other employee needs. Finally, the standard time for the job and the standard daily output is determined for each worker. The workers who are able to achieve their targets in standard time are average workers. If the worker is able to achieve target before standard time, then he is an efficient worker, and if the worker fails to achieve target in standard time, then he is an inefficient workers. Para. The aims of time study are as follows. A. Determining the standard time required to perform each operation of a job. B. Setting up the standard targets for workers. C. Determining the number of workers required to perform a job. D. categorizing the workers into efficient and inefficient. E. Fixing wages of workers based on their productivity. And F. Difference between time study and motion study. Para. Difference between time study and motion study. Column 1 basis, column 2 time study, column 3 motion study. Column 1 Roman 1 meaning, column 2 time study. It is a technique which is used to measure the time that may be taken by a workman of reasonable skills and ability to perform various elements of the tasks in a job. Motion study. It is a technique which involves close observation of the movements of the body and limbs required to perform a job. Para. Roman 2 purpose. Time study. Its objectives are to determine time normally required to perform a certain job and to fix a fair day's wages for the workman. Motion study. Its objectives are to detect and eliminate wasteful motions and to determine the best way of doing a job. Para. Roman 3 tool of study. It is conducted with the help of stopwatch. Motion study. It is conducted with the help of a movie camera connected with micro chronometer, within bracket a kind of clock. Para. D. Fatigue. It is human tendency that a person feels physically and mentally tired if she or he work continuously without any rest. The rest period enables one to regain the stamina and to work again with same capacity. Fatigue, physical or mental, has an adverse effect on the worker's health and efficiency. Fatigue is generally caused by long working hours without rest pauses, repetitive operations, excessive specialization, and poor working conditions. The purpose of fatigue study is to reduce fatigue at work and maintain the operational efficiency of the workers. Page number 54. This technique of scientific management is conducted to find out point 1. The frequency of rest intervals, point 2. The duration of rest intervals, and point 3. The number of rest intervals. Para. To conduct fatigue study, Taylor suggested to observe an average worker when he is performing a job and note down the time when that worker starts getting tired and when his efficiency level starts decreasing, then give him break. After break, how much time needed for the worker became fresh to rejoin the work. So its frequency and time for rest interval is fixed by observing workers. Definitely it will be more scientific. Para. For example, if there are 3 shifts of work, if after one shift worker gets tired, he can be assigned first and third shift and given rest interval in second shift. During one shift also small pauses of rest intervals can be given if it is observed that within a shift worker becomes more fresh with small breaks. Para. Number 2. Functional foremanship. In order to apply specialization at the supervisory level, Taylor developed the system of functional foremanship. Para. Functional foremanship is a form of organization which involves supervision of a worker by several specialist foremen. Taylor felt that workers must be free from the burden of planning and they must concentrate on work and production. Under this system, planning and execution are separated from each other and the job of planning is entrusted to a specialized planning department. A single supervisor cannot be expected to be an expert in all aspects of work and, therefore, Taylor suggested that every worker should be supervised by different experts in different phases of his job. He advocated the appointment of 8 foremen, 4 of them within bracket in the office, bracket closed, being responsible for planning the work and the other 4 within bracket in the shop, bracket closed, concerned with the execution of work. So this technique is the extension of principle of division of labor. Para. Taylor has suggested a division of the work of factory manager into 2 sub-departments. Roman 1. Planning in charge. Roman 2, production in charge. Para. Roman 1, planning in charge. The main function of within single inverted comma planning in charge single inverted comma closed is to plan all aspects of a job to be performed. It consists of 4 positions. Para. Route clerk. The route clerk specifies route of production, that is, sequence to perform various mechanical and manual operations. He also decides the job to be done for the day and where it is to be done. Para. Time and cost clerk. Setting the timetable for doing different jobs as per determined route and time schedule. Specifying the material and labor costs in respect of each operation. Para. Instruction card clerk. The job of instruction card clerk is to prepare detailed instructions according to which workers have to perform their jobs. These instructions relate to matters like the speed of work, tools and fixtures to be used, technical specification of work, etc. Para. Disciplinarian. DISCIPLINARIAN. He is responsible to ensure discipline in the workplace. He is concerned with the coordination in each job from planning to successful execution. He enforces rules and regulations and maintains discipline. Para. Roman 2, production in charge. The main function of within single inverted comma production in charge single inverted comma closed is to get the work executed as per plans. It consists of 4 positions. Para. Gang boss. He arranges all the machines, tools and other resources required for performance of the job so that there is no delay. Page number 55. Speed boss. The speed boss is responsible for ensuring that the work is done well in time. In order to get the work completed in the specified time, he should see that the workers operate at the right speed and in accordance with the specifications laid down in advance. Para. Repair boss. His job is to ensure that each worker keeps his machine clean and free from rust and that he oils and treats the machine properly. In order to keep all machines and tools in perfect working order, it is necessary that all standards established for care and maintenance of machines and their accessories are rigidly maintained. Para. Inspector. He ensures that the work is done as per the standards of quality of work set out by planning department. Para. Diagram of functional foremanship. Factory manager. Under factory manager are planning in charge, production in charge. Under planning in charge are route clerk, time and cost clerk, instruction card clerk and disciplinarian. Under production in charge are gang boss, speed boss, repair boss, inspector. Under route clerk, time and cost clerk, instruction card clerk and disciplinarian, and gang boss, speed boss, repair boss and inspector comes workers. Para. Taylor emphasized that when every foreman instructs and orders, the workers' efficiency will improve, but it violates the principle of unity of command. Para. Number 3. Standardization and simplification of work. Standardization is the process of setting standards for different factors. Standards may be established for products, materials, equipment, work methods and working condition. Standardization of products implies that the size, design, weight, shape, quality, etc. of the product should be such that it meets the requirements of customers. Para. Standardization of product can be achieved only if the type and quality of materials and the method of handling materials are standardized. Similarly, the tools, machinery, speed of work, method of work and working conditions should be standardized. Such standardization helps to reduce spoilage and wastage of resources, improves the quality of work reduces cost of production and reduces human fatigue, etc. Page number 56. According to Taylor, scientific methods of production must be selected to develop standard. To set up standard, the managers must make use of work study technique, which includes method study, time study, motion study, and fatigue study. Even modern techniques such as Kaizen, Kaizen, Six Sigma, etc. can be used to set up standards. Para. Objectives of standardization. The following are the main objectives of standardization. Point 1. Produce a product according to predetermined type, form, design, size, weight, quality, etc. Point 2. Manufacture of identical parts and components which are interchangeable with one another. Point 3. Ensure quality standards. Point 4. Establish standards of performance of men and machines. Para. Simplification means putting an end to the unnecessary types, qualities, size or weights, etc. By simplifying the task, there will be economy in use of machine, labor, inventory maintenance, etc. It will also help in improving the product quality and reduction of cost. Para. For example, it is all right for a shoe manufacturing company to manufacture shoes of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sizes, but if it starts manufacturing shoes of 0, 0.5, 1.1, 1.25, 1.5, 1.75, 2, it will be simply wrong. There is no justification in the difference of such sizes. In such a situation, different types of machines shall have to be installed. More stock shall have to be maintained and increased labor costs. Para. Objectives of simplification. Point 1. Economy in the use of machines. Point 2. Bringing down the labor cost. Point 3. Effective utilization of the staff. Para. Number 4. Differential piece rate plan or differential piece wage system. According to this system, wages are paid on the basis of work done and not on the basis of time spent in doing the work. In this system, two piece rates are used. One higher rate for those workers who produce the standard output or more, and the other lower rate for those workers who produce less than the standard quantity. Standard output is fixed through time and motion studies. The technique of differential wage rate system insists on A. Paying different rate of wage to efficient and inefficient employees. B. Extra wages paid to efficient employees will motivate them to remain efficient. C. Extra wages paid to efficient employees will motivate inefficient employees to come in the category of efficient employees. And D. When payment is given according to number of units produced, automatically the production will be maximized. Para. For example, X Limited gives rupees 2 per piece if in one day 25 or more units are produced, and rupees 1.50 per unit if in one day less than 25 units are produced. A worker who is producing 24 units will get rupees 36 within bracket 24 into 1.50 bracket closed, whereas a worker producing 25 units will get rupees 50 within bracket 25 into 2 bracket closed. So he will be motivated to produce at least 25 units because failure to meet target by just 1 unit will result in loss of rupees 14 for him. As a result, less efficient workers will be motivated to work more and efficient workers will be motivated to maintain their efficiency. Para. Number 5. Mental revolution. Mental revolution calls for a change in the mindset of both employers and workers. Taylor said that generally in every organization, workers feel that management exploits them, overburdens them with excess work and pays them less. On the other hand, Management feels that workers always grumble, they follow go-slow policy, damage the equipment and work carelessly. Both the groups suspect each other. In the technique of mental revolution, Taylor stressed that there is need to change the attitude of both the groups drastically. Page number 57. He referred to change as a revolution of mind to develop positive thinking and feeling of cooperation for each other. Thus, the objectives of mental revolution are A. Change in mental attitudes of workers and management towards each others. B. Cooperation between workers and management. And C. Ruling out feeling of suspicion or prejudice from the minds of workers and management to adapt systematic thinking. Para 2.3.7 Applicability of Taylor's scientific management techniques. Most of the Taylor's techniques are not universally applicable as it is very costly and difficult to apply them in practice. For example, Roman 1. Most organizations do not set task standards for workers scientifically. Roman 2. Time and motion study are not done by many industrial organizations. Roman 3. Differential piece weight system is opposed by workers and trade unions. And Roman 4. Taylor's functional foremanship is applied by a few organizations only. Para 2.3.8 Comparative study of the contribution of Taylor and Fayol. There are some similarities and dissimilarities in the contribution of both these specialists in the field of management. They are as follows. Para. Similarities. We find the following similarities in the thought process of Taylor and Fayol. Para. Roman 1. The main aim of Taylor's as well as Fayol's principles in maximizing the efficiency. Roman 2. Both management experts have presented solutions to the managerial problems based on their experience and experiments. The solutions presented by both these experts are presented in the shape of principles. Roman 3. Both insist on cooperation between employees and employers. Roman 4. Both give more importance to organizational interest over the individual interest. Roman 5. Both suggested division of work for specialization. And Roman 6. The principles of both are used as basis for research in the field of management studies. Para. Dissimilarities. Following are the dissimilarities in the ideas of Taylor and Fayol. Para. Difference between Taylor's scientific management and principles of management and Fayol. Para. Column 1 Basis, Column 2 Taylor, Column 3 Fayol. Column 1 Perspective. Taylor, operative or shop floor level. Fayol, top level of management. Para. Roman 2 Personality. Taylor is known as the father of scientific management. He was basically a scientist, within bracket American mechanical engineer, bracket closed. Fayol is known as the father of functional management or management process. He was basically a practitioner, within bracket French mining executive, bracket closed. Para. Roman 3 Focus. Taylor, he focused on increasing productivity and workers' efficiency. Fayol, he focused mainly on improving overall administration. Page number 58. Roman 4. Taylor. His principles are based on observation and experimentation. Fayol. His principles were drawn from his personal experience of managing organizations. Para. Roman 5. Unity of command. Taylor. Unity of command is violated. A worker works under the supervision of 8 specialists simultaneously. Fayol. He was a strict follower of the principle of unity of command. Para. Roman 6 Applicability. Taylor. It is applied in special situations. Fayol. It is applied universally. Para. Roman 7 Expression. Taylor's techniques are expressed as scientific management. Fayol. Fayol's techniques are expressed as general theory of administration. Para. In conclusion, it can be said that these days many changes have crept into the world of management. It is because of these changes that the principles of Taylor appear to be a little old ones. On the other hand, principles advocated by Fayol get credence in the modern context. Even then, Taylor's contribution cannot be considered insignificant, as his principles certainly guide the managers in some way or the other. Continuation of page number 58. Very short answer type questions, 1 mark. Para. Number 1. Define principles of management. Answer. Management principles are statements of fundamental truths which guide thinking and action by the managers under different situations. Para. Number 2. Within inverted comma, the principles of management are different from those of pure sciences. Inverted comma closed. State any one difference. Answer. The principles of management are not rigid as principles of pure sciences, because management principles deal with human behavior which is not static and are to be applied creatively. Para. Number 3. Give any one difference between management principles and values. Answer. Management principles are technical in nature, whereas values are ethical. Para. Number 4. How have the management principles been derived? Answer. Through observation and experimentation, or experience and collective wisdom of managers. Para. Number 5. Give any one difference between principle and technique. Answer. Principles are guidelines for decision making and action, whereas techniques are methods for action alone. Para. Number 6. Give any one reason of why principles of management do not provide ready-made solution to all managerial problems. Answer. It is so as business situations are dynamic. Para. Number 7. State how the management principles are flexible. Answer. Management principles are flexible. They are not rigid as they deal with human behavior, which is never static. Hence, they need to be modified as per the situation and demand. Number 8. What do you mean by universality of management principles, or why it is said that management principles are universal in application? Answer. Management principles are universal because they are applicable to all types of organizations, whether it is small or large. Page number 59. At all levels of organization and at all times. Example, principle of within single inverted comma division of work, single inverted comma closed, is equally applicable in school, business organization, military organization, etc. Para. Number 9. Principles are formed by hit and trial method. Do you agree? Answer. No, the management principles are evaluated after strict observation, analysis, and are the results of personal experiences of the managers. They are not formed by hit and trial method. Para. Number 10. Give 2 points which depict the feature of management principles, or state any 2 points which highlight the nature of principles of management. Answer. Roman 1. Management principles are universal. Roman 2. Management principles are flexible. Para. Number 11. Give one reason why principles of management are called contingent. Answer. Principles of management are called contingent as their applications depend upon the prevailing situation at a particular point of time. Para. Number 12. Give any one reason why principles of management are not rigid prescriptions. Answer. Principles of management are not rigid prescriptions because they can be modified according to the requirement of the situation. Para. Number 13. The principles of management are to be applied according to the prevailing situation at particular point of time and have to be changed as per the requirements. Indicate the nature of management reflected by this statement. Answer: management principles are contingent. Number 14. The principles of management aren't rigid and can be modified when the situation demands. Which nature of principles is being discussed here? Answer: flexibility. Para. Number 15. Why principles of management are called flexible? Answer: management principles are flexible because these can be modified according to the demand or needs of the situation. Para. Number 16. How are management principles behavioral in nature? Answer: they are devised to influence human behavior. Para. Number 17. Give any one reason why management principles are required, or state any one reason why principles of management are important. Answer: management principles are important because they provide optimum utilization of resources, which means that the resources should be put to use in such a manner that they should give maximum benefit with minimum cost. Para. Number 18. How management principles ensure optimum utilization of resources? Answer: management principles insist on planned and systematic working in an organization. Thus, it leads to optimum utilization of resources. Para. Number 19. Management principles help the managers to learn from their mistakes and take effective decisions on time. Mention the importance of principles of management highlighted in the given statement. Answer: management principles provide useful insights to manager. Page number 60. Number 20. How do management principles provide useful insights to managers? Answer: by adding to their knowledge and hence sharpening their ability to analyze various situations. Para. Number 21. Name the scientist who was the first to identify functions of management like planning, organizing, directing and controlling. Answer: Henry Fayol. Para. Number 22. Who is known as within single inverted comma father of management thought, single inverted comma closed? Answer: Henry Fayol. Para. Number 23. What was the professional background of Henry Fayol? Answer: he was a mining engineer in a coal mine company. Para. Number 24. Mention two most significant contributions of Fayol to the theory of management. Answer: Roman 1. Fayol made a clear distinction between technical and managerial skills. Roman 2. He has developed 14 principles of management. Para. Number 25. Give any one effect of principal division of work. Answer: specialization, speed, accuracy. Para. Number 26. Which principle of management focuses on specialization? Answer: the principle that focuses on specialization is the within single inverted comma division of work, single inverted comma closed. Para. Number 27. Define authority. Answer: the power to take decisions. Number 28. Define responsibility. Answer: the obligation to carry assigned job. Para. Number 29. The directors of XYZ Limited aim desirous to double the sales and have given the responsibility to the sales manager. However, the sales manager has no authority either to increase sales expense or appoint new salesmen. Hence, he fails to achieve this target. Identify the principle violated in this situation. Answer: principle of authority and responsibility. Para. Number 30. What does the word discipline in context of business mean? Answer: the employee obedience to organizational rules and employment agreement. Para. Number 31. The management and workers have entered an agreement that workers will work overtime to cover up losses of the company. In return, the management will increase the wages, but managers later refuse to increase the wages. Name the principle related to above situation. Answer: principle of discipline. Para. Number 32. within inverted comma, management requires good supervisors at all levels, clear and fair agreements and judicious applications of penalties, inverted comma closed. Which principle of management is highlighted in the given statement? Answer. The above statement highlights principle of discipline. Para. Number 33. Give any one effect of unity of command. Answer. Avoidance of confusion and conflicts. Page number 61. Number 34. A salesperson was asked to finalize a deal with a customer. The marketing manager allows him to give a discount of up to 10%, but the finance manager allows him to give discount up to 25%. Which principle is violated here? Answer. Unity of command. Para. Number 35. Which principle of management is violated if a subordinate is asked to receive orders from two or more superiors? Answer. Principle of, within single inverted comma, unity of command, single inverted comma closed, is being violated here. Para. Number 36. Which principle states, within single inverted comma, one plan, one boss, single inverted comma closed, and within single inverted comma, one head, one plan, single inverted comma closed? Answer. Unity of command and unity of direction respectively. Para. Number 37. A company manufacturing motorcycles and cars should have separate divisions for both, headed by separate divisional managers, separate plans and resources. Identify the principle reflected by this example. Answer. Unity of direction. Para. Number 38. State any one difference between unity of command and unity of direction. Answer. Unity of command has an effect on an individual worker, while unity of direction influences organization. Para. Number 39. In ABC company, an employee has the objective of maximizing his salary, but the organizational objective is to maximize output at competitive cost. There was some dispute on this for a while. Eventually, organization's interest was given priority over employees' interest. Name the principle related to situation. Answer. Principle of subordination of individual interest to general interest. Para. Number 40. Which principle of Fayol states that organizational interest should be given more priority as compared to any employee's interest? Answer. Subordination of individual interest to general interest. Para. Number 41. Give any one effect of remuneration. Answer. Motivated employees. Para. Number 42. Name the process of concentration of power of decision making with one person. Answer. Centralization. Para. Number 43. Name of the process related with dispersal of power of decision making among more than one person. Answer. Decentralization. Para. Number 44. Which organizations have more decentralization, small or large? Answer. Large organization. Para. Number 45. What is a scalar chain? Answer. The formal lines of authority from highest rank to the lowest rank. Para. Number 46. Why did Fayol introduce the concept of, within single inverted comma, gangplank, single inverted comma closed, in the principle of, within single inverted comma, scalar chain, single inverted comma closed? Answer. Fayol introduced the concept of, within single inverted comma, gangplank, single inverted comma closed, in the principle of, within single inverted comma, scalar chain, single inverted comma closed, to overcome the problem of delay in taking decisions for urgent matters. Page number 62, number 47. What does, within single inverted comma, gangplank, single inverted comma closed, in scalar chain indicate about nature of management principles? Answer. Gangplank in scalar chain indicates that the management principles are flexible in nature. Para. Number 48. State the principle of, within single inverted comma, order, single inverted comma closed. Answer. Principle of order states that people and materials must be at right places. Para. Number 49. Give any one effect of order. Answer. Saving of time, money and efforts. Para. Number 50. If an organization does not provide the right place for physical and human resources in the organization, which principle is violated? Answer. The, within single inverted comma, principle of order, single inverted comma closed, is violated in the given statement. Para. Number 51. Give any one effect of principle of equity. Answer. Job satisfaction among employees. Para. Number 52. Which principle of management aims at securing the loyalty and devotion of the employees by giving them fair and just treatment? Answer. Principle of equity. Para. Number 53. Reena and Meena are working in the same organization. They have similar experience and are performing same task. However, they are paid at different rate. Which principle of management is violated? Answer. Within single inverted comma, principle of equity, single inverted comma closed, is not followed in the case. Para. Number 54. Give any one effect of principle of stability of term. Answer. Increase loyalty among employees. Para. Number 55. What are two adverse effects of violation of principle of stability of personnel? Answer. Roman 1. High labor turnover rate that increases cost of selection of employees. Roman 2. Economic insecurity among employees. Para. Number 56. Within inverted comma, one selected employee should be kept at their position for a minimum fixed tenure. Inverted comma closed. Which principle of management is highlighted in the statement? Answer. The, within single inverted comma, principle of stability of tenure, single inverted comma closed, is highlighted in the given statement. Para. Number 57. What does the principle of, within single inverted comma, initiative, single inverted comma closed, indicate? Answer. Principle of initiative indicates that the subordinates should be encouraged to make and execute plans within the prescribed limits of authority. Para. Number 58. Within inverted comma, workers should be encouraged to develop and carry out their plans for development. Inverted comma closed. Identify the principle of management formulated by Fayol. Answer. Principle of initiative. Para. Number 59. Give any one effect of principle of esprit de corps. Answer. Mutual trust and understanding among employees. Para. Number 60. Define scientific management. Answer. Application of a scientific approach to managerial decision making. Para. Number 61. Who gave the concept of scientific management? Answer. Frederick, F-R-E-D-R-I-C-K, Winslow, W-I-N-S-L-O-W, Taylor, T-A-Y-L-O-R. Page number 63. Number 62. Who is popularly known as the, within inverted comma, father of scientific management? Inverted comma closed. Answer. F.W. Taylor. Para. Number 63. What is the basis of formation of scientific management? Answer. Observation and experimentation. Para. Number 64. Which principle of scientific management suggests the introduction of scientific investigation and analysis of management practice? Answer. Science, not rule of thumb. Para. Number 65. Factory owners or managers relied on personal judgment in attending the problems in the course of managing their work. Which principle of Taylor is it referring to? Answer. Rule of thumb. Para. Number 66. Which principle of scientific management states that work must be carried on in cooperation with each other? Answer. Cooperation, not individualism. Para number 67. What does the principle of harmony, not discord, mean? Answer. It means that instead of discord or conflict between managers and workers, there should be harmony. Para number 68. Principle of cooperation, not individualism, is an extension of which principle given by Taylor? Answer. Principle of harmony, not discord. Para number 69. Which technique of scientific management helps in finding one best method of doing the job? Answer. Method study. Para number 70. What is the main objective motion study? Answer. To study the movements and eliminate unnecessary and wasteful movement. Para number 71. Within inverted comma, the aim of this study is to determine the standard time taken by an average worker to perform a well-defined job. Inverted comma closed. Which study is described in this statement? Answer. Time study. Para number 72. What is the main objective of time study? Answer. The main objective of time study is to determine the standard time required to perform a well-defined job. Para number 73. What is the objective of fatigue study? Answer. The main objective of fatigue study is to determine the amount and frequency of rest intervals in completing a task. Para number 74. What is the main objective of method study? Answer. The main objective of method study is to determine the best possible way or method to perform a task. Para number 75. Which technique of scientific management is an extension of principle of division of work and specialization to the shop floor? Page number 64. Answer. Functional foremanship. Para number 76. Within inverted comma, he or she drafts instructions for the worker. Inverted comma closed. Whose work is being described by this sentence under functional foremanship? Answer. Instruction card clerk. Para number 77. Under functional foremanship, who specifies route of production? Answer. Route clerk. Para number 78. Under functional foremanship, who is responsible to ensure discipline in the workplace? Answer. Disciplinarian. Para number 79. Under functional foremanship, who is responsible for timely and accurate completion of job? Answer. Speed boss. Para number 80. Under functional foremanship, who ensures proper working condition of machines and tools? Answer. Repair boss. Para number 81. Which technique of Taylor separates within single inverted comma planning, single inverted comma closed, and within single inverted comma execution, single inverted comma closed functions? Answer. The technique of functional foremanship separates planning and execution functions. Para number 82. What is the main objective of simplification in scientific management? Answer. The main objective of simplification in scientific management is to eliminate unnecessary diversity of products. It results in saving of cost of labor, machines and tools. Para number 83. What do you mean by the term simplification, or what is the main objective of simplification in scientific management? Answer. It means eliminating needless diversity of products. Para number 84. What does simplification result in? Answer. It leads to saving in cost of labor, machines and tools. Para number 85. Name the technique of Taylor which is the strongest motivator for a worker to reach standard performance. Answer. Differential piece wage system. Para number 86. Give any one disadvantage of differential piece wage system. Answer. Being in a hurry to produce more, workers may produce more of waste too. Para number 87. What is meant by differential wage rate system? Answer. Under differential wage rate system, higher wages are given to efficient workers and lower wages are given to inefficient workers. Para number 88. Which technique of Taylor differentiates between efficient and inefficient worker? Answer. Differential piece wage system is the technique that differentiates between efficient and inefficient worker. Para number 89. Which revolution involves a change in the attitude of workers and management towards one another from competition to cooperation? Answer. Mental revolution involves a change in the attitude of workers and management towards one another from competition to cooperation. Page number 65, number 90. What did Taylor want to communicate through, within single inverted comma, mental revolution, single inverted comma closed? Answer. Mental revolution means change in the attitude of both workers and management towards each other from competition to cooperation. Para number 91. What is required to ensure harmony between workers and managers? Answer. Mental revolution. Para number 92. Why Taylor's techniques may not applicable to all types of organizations? Answer. Taylor's techniques of scientific management may not be applicable to all types of organizations because they are more specific and scientific in nature. They can be applied only in specific situations. Para number 93. Why does Taylor insist on having specialized foreman? Answer. Because all required qualities, within bracket, intelligence, education, tact, etc., bracket closed, cannot be there in one person. Para number 94. Which principle does functional foremanship violate? Answer. Unity of command. Para number 95. Distinguish between unity of command and functional foremanship. The basis of the meaning. Answer. Basis. Meaning. Column 2. Unity of command. It states that a subordinate should receive orders from one superior and be accountable to him only. Column 3. Functional foremanship. It states that a worker would receive order from 8 specialists and be under their supervision. Para number 96. Distinguish between unity of command and functional foremanship on the basis of the nature. Answer. Column 1. Basis. Nature. Column 2. Unity of command. It is a principle of management propounded by Fayol. Column 3. Functional foremanship. It is a technique of management produced by Taylor. Para number 97. Give any one main difference between Fayol's and Taylor's contribution. Answer. Fayol's work revolves around top level of management and Taylor's work is focused at increasing workers' efficiency. Continuation of page number 65. Multiple choice questions, 1 mark each. Para number 1. Management principles have been formed A. in a science laboratory, B. by practice and experience of managers, C. by experience of customers, and D. enforced by the government. Answer is B. by practice and experience of managers. Page number 66. Number 2. Principles of management are A. universal, B. absolute laws, C. rigid, and D. static. Answer is A. universal. Para number 3. Significance of management principles does not include A. optimum utilization of resources, B. increase in efficiency, C. initiative, and D. coping up with changing environment. Answer is C. initiative. Para number 4. Principles of management are not A. behavioral, B. absolute, C. universal, and D. flexible. Answer is B. absolute. Para number 5. Principles of management provide A. ready-made solutions to problems, B. general guidelines, C. methods and procedures, and D. rules and regulations. Answer is B. general guidelines. Para. Number 6. Management principles differ from pure science principle because management principles are A. Vague, B. Situation bound, C. Rigid, and D. Easy to learn. Answer is B. Situation bound. Para. Number 7. The principle of within single inverted comma division of work single inverted comma closed is best described by A. Work should be divided into small elements. B. Workers should be divided into groups. C. Resources should be divided among jobs. And D. Profits should be divided among the managers and workers equally. Answer is A. Work should be divided into small elements. Para. Number 8. Unity of command is related to A. Superiors and subordinates, B. Management and workers, C. Planned actions, and D. Cooperation among employees. Answer is A. Superiors and subordinates. Para. Number 9. Henry Fayol was A. Social scientist, B. Mining engineer, C. Accountant, and D. Production engineer. Answer is B. Mining engineer. Para. Number 10. F. W. Taylor was A. social scientist, B. a mechanical engineer, C. an accountant, and D. a mining engineer. Answer is B. a mechanical engineer. Para. Number 11. Which one of the following is not a principle of scientific management? A. Functional foremanship, B. Development of personnel, C. Harmony, not discord, D. Maximum, not restricted output. Answer is A. Functional foremanship. Para. Number 12. Gang plank is related to A. Communication, B. Motivation, C. Supervision of workers, and D. Incentives to workers. Answer is A. Communication. Para. Number 13. She or he keeps machines, materials, tools, etc. ready for operations by different workers, whose work is described by this sentence under functional foremanship. Page number 67. A. Instruction card clerk, B. Repair boss, C. Gang boss, and D. Route clerk. Answer is C. Gang boss. Para. Number 14. Management should and within single inverted comma one best way single inverted comma closed to perform. Which technique of scientific management is defined in this sentence? A. Time study, B. Motion study, C. Fatigue study, and D. Method study. Answer is D. Method study. Para. Number 15. Which of the following statements best describes within single inverted comma mental revolution single inverted comma closed? A. It implies change of attitude. B. The management and workers should not play the game of one-upmanship. C. Both management and workers require each other. And D. Workers should be paid more wages. Answer is A. It implies change of attitude. Para. Short answer type questions, 4 marks each. Number 1. Write a short note on principles of management. Number 2. State some of the significance of management principles. Number 3. How are principles of management derived? Number 4. Discuss the following features of management principles. Roman 1. Contingent. Roman 2. Manly behavior. Number 5. Explain how principles of management provide Roman 1. Useful insights into reality. Roman 2. Thoughtful decision making. Number 6. Explain any 4 characteristics which reflect the nature of principles of management. Number 7. Explain by giving any 4 reasons why principles of management are needed. Number 8. Which principle of management envisages that each group of activities having the same objectives must have one head and one plan? Explain the principle with suitable examples. Number 9. Explain the meaning of the principle unity of direction. State its 2 positive and negative effects. Number 10. Fayol's principles of management are very effective. Can you draw a table which shows the traditional and present implications of any 4 principles of management? Number 11. Distinguish between unity of command and unity of direction. Number 12. Explain in brief, within single inverted comma, gangplank, single inverted comma closed, introduced by Fayol. Number 13. If an organization follows the following principles of management, state some of their positive effects on the organization. Roman 1. Esprit de corps. Roman 2. Initiative. Number 14. Explain the following principles of management with examples. Roman 1. Unity of direction. Roman 2. Initiative. Page number 68. Number 15. Explain Fayol's principle of within single inverted comma equity, single inverted comma closed, and within single inverted comma order, single inverted comma closed with examples. Number 16. Explain the following principles of Fayol with the help of one example for each. Roman 1. Discipline. Roman 2. Unity of command. Number 17. Explain the following principles of Fayol with the help of one example for each. Roman 1. Scalar chain. Roman 2. Stability of tenure of personnel. Number 18. Explain the following principles of management given by Fayol. Roman 1. Unity of direction. Roman 2. Equity. Number 19. Explain the following principles of management given by Fayol. Roman 1. Esprit de corps. Roman 2. Order. Number 20. Explain the following principles of management given by Fayol. Roman 1. Centralization and decentralization. Roman 2. Initiative. Number 21. Define scientific management. State any three of its principles. Number 22. How do the technique of time study help in improving the efficiency level? Number 23. Distinguish between time study and motion study. Number 24. How does the technique of motion study help in improving the efficiency level? Number 25. Distinguish between method study and fatigue study. Number 26. Discuss in brief Taylor's principles of Roman 1. Science, not rule of thumb. Roman 2. Harmony, not discord. Number 27. Which technique of Taylor suggests that each worker should be supervised by specialists? Briefly discuss any two of its designations suggested by Taylor. Number 28. Explain the concept of within single inverted comma functional foremanship, single inverted comma closed, and within single inverted comma mental revolution, single inverted comma closed in scientific management given by Taylor. Para. Number 29. Explain within single inverted comma differential piece wage system, single inverted comma closed, or within single inverted comma differential price rate, single inverted comma closed, as technique of scientific management with the help of a suitable example. Number 30. Discuss the following techniques of scientific work study. Roman 1. Time study. Roman 2. Motion study. Number 31. Discuss the following techniques of scientific work study. Roman 1. Fatigue study. Roman 2. Method study. Page number 69. Number 32. Discuss the following techniques of scientific work study. Roman 1. Method study. Roman 2. Simplification and standardization of work. Number 33. Identify the technique of scientific management in which planning and production departments are segregated. Discuss in brief. Number 34. Discuss in brief Taylor's principles of scientific management. Number 35. Taylor's techniques are universally applicable. Do you agree? Number 36. Taylor's principles of scientific management and Fayol's principles of management are mutually complementary. Do you agree? Give reasons in support of your answer. Number 37. Discuss the differences between the contribution of Taylor and Fayol. Page number 70. Chapter number 3. Business environment. The study of the business environment is compulsory for the survival and growth of the business. Para. Learning objectives. After studying this chapter, you will be acquainted with Point 1. Concept of business environment. Point 2, characteristics of business environment. Point 3, importance of business environment. Point 4, components of business environment. Point 5, dimensions of business environment. Point 6, economic reforms since 1991. Point 7, concept of liberalization, privatization and globalization. Point 7, impact of government policy changes on business and industry. And point 8, managerial responses to changes in business environment. Para 3.1, Introduction. Every business enterprise owes its existence to society. It draws its inputs from society, converts them into output and supplies it to society. It operates in association with various groups in society such as customers, suppliers, competitors, banks and financial institutions, trade unions, etc. All these groups influence the functioning of business in one way or the other. They constitute the environment of business. Para 3.1.1, Meaning of business environment. Business environment means the sum total of those factors which influence the business and over which the business has no control. It has both threats and opportunities for the business. Threat refers to the negative changes that occurred in the business environment and hindered the performance of an organization. On the other hand, opportunities refers to the positive changes that occurred in the business environment and helped the organization to improve its performance. The study of business environment enables the managers to identify threats and opportunities. Page number 71, 3.1.2, Features or characteristics or nature of business environment. The main features of business environment are Roman 1, totality of external forces. Roman 2, specific and general forces. Roman 3, interrelatedness. Roman 4, dynamic. Roman 5, uncertainty. Roman 6, complexity. Roman 7, relative concept, and Roman 8, threats and opportunities. Para Roman 1, totality of external forces. Business environment represents totality of external forces that affect organizational functioning directly or indirectly. Thus, business environment is of aggregative in nature. Para Roman 2, specific and general forces. Business environment includes specific and general forces. Specific forces are those forces that affect individual business organization directly and immediately. These forces are investors, customers, competitors, and suppliers. General forces are those forces that have impact on all business organizations of a country and thus may affect an individual organization indirectly. These forces are economic, social, technological, political, and legal. Para Roman 3, interrelatedness. Different forces of business environment are closely interrelated. Therefore, they affect each other. For example, political forces affect economic forces through changes in economic policies. Similarly, rate of economic growth leads to change in economic policies. Para Roman 4, dynamic. Business environment is highly flexible and keep changing. It is not static or rigid. That is why it is essential to monitor and scan the business environment continuously. However, this change may not be uniform for all environmental factors. For example, technological change is very fast but social change is very slow. Para Roman 5, uncertainty. There is an uncertainty in business environment. Uncertainty means lack of precise forecast of future happenings in business environment because of their fast changes, particularly in technological aspects. For example, prediction of what changes will occur in information technology (computer hardware and software (bracket closed) in the near future is uncertain because the rate of change in IT is so fast that a new technology emerges before the old technology is fully assimilated. Para. Roman 6. Complexity. There is very high degree of complexity in contemporary business environment. This complexity emerges because of two factors: diverse characteristics of various business environmental factors and their non-uniform changes. Page number 72. Not only that all these factors are related to each other, their individual effect on the business cannot be recognized. Therefore, analysis of business environment becomes quite difficult. Para. Roman 7. Relative concept. Business environment generally differs from nation to nation and even region to region within a nation. So business environment is a relative concept. For instance, government interference in business is higher in India as compared to the USA. Para. Roman 8. Threats and opportunities. Business environment creates both threats within bracket constraints bracket closed and opportunities for the business. For example, export restrictions imposed by the government restrict the operations of the export houses, and delicensing of industries create new avenue for the industrial houses. Para. 3.1.3 Importance of business environment. Each business firm has to exist, survive and grow on various forces of the business environment. Since business firms have no control on these forces, it has to adapt itself according to these forces. Para. The importance of business environment may be understood from the following points. Para. Importance of business environment. Under importance of business environment are Roman 1. Identifying opportunities and getting first mover advantage. Roman 2. Identifying threats and early warning signals. Roman 3. Tapping useful resources. Roman 4. Coping with rapid changes. Roman 5. Assisting in planning and policy formulation. Roman 6. Improvement in performance. Roman 7. Image building. Roman 8. Customer focus. And Roman 9. Continuous learning. Para. Roman 1. Identifying opportunities and getting first mover advantage. Business environment provides many opportunities to the firms to improve their performance. Opportunities refer to the positive environmental trends or changes that will help an organization to improve its performance. The firms which are able to scan these opportunities at an early stage get maximum benefit and can leave their competitors behind. Page number 73. The first entrant is known as first mover, who tends to take cream of the business while the residuals are shared by late entrants. Para. For example, when Maruti Company was planning to assign a contract with Suzuki Company of Japan, then the Nerolac Company was the first company to understand the environment and to find out that very soon there will be a great demand for car painting in India, and no paint company in our country was having car paint technology. So, Nerolac Company made use of this opportunity and signed a contract with Kansai, Kansai Paint Company to import the car painting technology, and when the Maruti started its car manufacture in India, the Nerolac Company got all the car painting contracts of Maruti Company. Today, 90% of car paint work of Maruti is done by Nerolac Company. By recognizing and understanding the environment at early stage, Nerolac Company got the first mover advantage. Para. Roman 2. Identifying threats and early warning signals. Threats refer to the external environment trends and changes that will hinder a firm's performance. Environmental scanning helps to identify possible threats in future. By identifying threats and early warning signals, the organization may effectively overcome the threats by adopting counter strategy. For example, on scanning the business environment, the Maruti Udyog company got the qualitative information that more foreign car manufacturing companies are going to set up their business in India. They took it as a warning signal and started increasing their production capacity, especially the production of Esteem car, which they were manufacturing. 65 cars per day increased in 80 cars per day. As a result, the sale of Esteem increased to 42,000 cars per year from the earlier sale of 25,400 cars per year. Para. Roman 3. Tapping useful resources. An organization needs a number of resources to carry on its business. Within bracket example, material, machine, man, money, etc. bracket closed. With the help of these resources, goods and services are produced. A business gets resources from the environment and provides goods and services to same environment. If the management of a firm has a knowledge of the external environment, it can tap raw materials, technology, and even financial resources from the market at economical prices and at the right time. Para. Roman 4. Coping with rapid changes. These days, business is being run in a rapidly changing environment. Various factors connected with business, example, competition, fashion, number of customers, technology, etc. are changing quickly. So it is essential to understand these changes as early as possible. Business environment scanning helps the companies to scan and understand these changes. Businessmen make changes in their internal environment also to match the external environment. For example, Hindustan Unilever was using edible oil for manufacturing its laundry soaps. The prices of edible oils used to increase rapidly. Therefore, it switched to non-edible oils and subsequently to synthetic within bracket a non-oil material bracket closed. Para. Roman 5. Assisting in planning and policy formulation. Environmental monitoring provides relevant information about the business environment. Such information serves as the basis for planning and policy making. For example, ITC realized that there is a vast scope for growth in the travel and tourism industry in India, and the government is keen to promote this industry because of its employment potential. With the help of this knowledge, ITC planned new hotels both in India and abroad. Para. Roman 6. Improvement in performance. In every organization, the study of business environment has an important role as far as its performance is concerned. Those organizations which keep a constant eye on it and analyze it correctly definitely win the race and remain alive for a long time. Page number 74. On the other hand, those organizations which do not care about it cannot remain steadfast in the market and are likely to close down. For example, Western company, which could not adjust with a changing environment, started suffering loss and lost its name in TV market, and whereas BPL, Onida, etc. did scan the environment well and are still competing successfully with many multinational companies. Para. Roman 7. Image building. Environmental understanding generates a feeling among public that business is sensitive and responsive to its environment. This helps in building the image or reputation of the firms. The understanding of its business environment helps an organization to make realistic plans and ensure their effective implementation. Para. Roman 8. Customer focus. Environmental understanding makes the management sensitive to the changing needs and expectations of customers. For example, Hindustan Lever and several other FMCG companies launched small sachet of shampoo and other products realizing the wishes of customers. This move helped the firms to increase sales. Para. Roman 9. Continuous learning. Strategy formulation is a continuous process that involves keeping in touch with the external environment. Thus, managers continue to understand environmental changes and act on the basis of such information. Search of alternatives and choice of a strategy to deal with the environment are parts of the learning process. Para. 3.2 Components of business environment. The different components of business environment are shown in the following diagram. Para. Components of business environment. Under components of business environment are internal environment and external environment. Under internal environment are 1. Objectives, 2. Policies, 3. Organization structure, 4. Management information system, 5. Production method, and 6. Production capacity, etc. Under external environment are micro environment or operating environment and macro environment or general environment. Under micro environment are 1. Customers, 2. Suppliers, 3. Competitors, 4. Public, and 5. Marketing intermediaries, etc. Under macro environment are 1. Economic environment, 2. Political environment, 3. Social environment, 4. Legal regulatory environment, 5. Technological environment, etc. Page number 75, 3.2.1 Internal environment. Internal environment refers to all those factors which influence the business and present within the business itself and are under the control of business. Para. These factors are Roman 1. Objectives of business, Roman 2. Policies of business, Roman 3. Production capacity, Roman 4. Production methods, Roman 5. Management information system, Roman 6. Participation in management, Roman 7. Composition of board of directors, Roman 8. Managerial attitude, Roman 9. Organizational structure, Roman 10. Features of human resource, etc. Para. 3.2.2 External environment. External environment refers to all those factors which influence business, exist outside the business, and business has no control over these factors. Para. The external environment can be divided into two parts. Para. Number 1. Microenvironment or operating environment. Microenvironment refers to all those external factors which are closely related with business and influence each industrial unit differently. Para. These factors are as under Roman 1. Customers, Roman 2. Suppliers, Roman 3. Competitors, Roman 4. Public, and Roman 5. Marketing intermediaries. Para. Number 2. Macro environment or general environment. Macro environment refers to all those external factors which have a distant relation with business and influence all business units almost in the same way. Para. Macro environment is in reality the business environment. Its factors are called dimensions of business environment. We shall now study these dimensions. Para. 3.2.3 Dimensions of business environment. Dimensions of business environment mean all the factors, forces, and institutions which have direct or indirect influence over the business transactions. Para. There are 5 dimensions of business environment which are as follows. Roman 1. Economic environment, Roman 2. Social environment, Roman 3. Technological environment, Roman 4. Political environment, Roman 5. Legal environment. Page number 76. Business environment. Under business environment are Roman 1. Economic environment, Roman 2. Social environment, Roman 3. Technological environment, Roman 4. Political environment, and Roman 5. Legal environment. Para. Roman 1. Economic environment. It refers to the combination of economic systems, economic policies, and economic conditions of a country. Para. Thus, Economic environment consists of economic systems, economic policies, and economic conditions prevailing in the country. All the three components of economic environment influence business to a large extent. They may create threats or offer opportunities to the business. Hence, the businessman must timely scan the forces of economic environment so that threats may be avoided and opportunities may be encashed. Para. Major elements of economic environment. The following are the major elements of economic environment. Roman 1. Economic system such as socialistic economic system, capitalistic economic system and mixed economic system. Roman 2. Economic policies such as export-import policy, taxation policy, industrial policy, etc. Roman 3. Economic conditions such as national income, general price level, rate of interest, etc. Para. Impact of economic environment on business. The following are the main examples of the impact of economic environment on business. Para. Roman 1. A decrease in the bank interest rate significantly increases the demand of goods and vice versa. Roman 2. A rise in the income of people leads to increase the demand of goods and vice versa. Roman 3. High inflation rate increases the cost of business. Para. Roman 2. Social environment. It refers to the combination of all the characteristics of the society in which the organization exists. Thus, social environment consists of social forces like traditions, values, social trends, fashions, wishes, hopes, level of education, standard of living, etc. All these social forces have impact on business. Hence, businessmen cannot overlook the forces of social environment. Para. Major elements of social environment. The following are the major elements of social environment. Roman 1. Traditions. It refers to social practices that have lasted for decades, such as Diwali, Eid, Christmas, Guru Purab, etc. Para. Roman 2. Values. It refers to moral principles prevailing in the society, such as freedom, social justice, equality, etc. Page number 77. Roman 3. Social trends. It refers to general change or development in the society, such as health and fitness, trend among urban dwellers. Para. Impact of social environment of business. The following are the main examples of the social environment on business. Roman 1. A large number of festivals within bracket traditions bracket closed in India provides opportunities for various businesses. Roman 2. Individual freedom is a value which creates freedom of choice in the market. Roman 3. Social justice is a value which creates a social responsibility of business. Roman 4. Equality is a value which emphasizes that an enterprise must give equal remuneration to male and female employees for the same work. Roman 5. Health and fitness trend has created demand for gyms, mineral water, etc. Para. Roman 3. Technological environment. It refers to innovations relating to various business activities. Thus, technological environment consists of innovations of new techniques to produce goods and services and operating the business. Technological changes bring something new and better for customers. They may create threat for some businesses and offer opportunities to others. The businessman must have close observation on technological changes. In case a businessman understands these changes well in time, he can achieve his objective. Otherwise, the existence of the business is threatened. Para. Major elements of technological environment. Roman 1. Discovering new ways of producing goods and services. Roman 2. Discovering new methods of operating a business. Para. Impact of technological environment on business. The following are the main examples of the impact of technological environment on business. Para Roman 1. With the advent of television in the market, the cinema and the radio industry were adversely affected. Roman 2. With the arrival of the photostat machines in the market, the carbon paper industry suffered a setback. Roman 3. With the entry of synthetic thread in the market, the cotton cloth industry was badly affected. Roman 4. The digital watches have almost eliminated the market of the traditional watches. Continuation of page number 77. Roman 4. Political environment. It refers to political conditions in the country and attitude of the government towards business. Para. This political environment consists of the political conditions such as general stability and peace in the country and attitude of the government towards business. It has great impact on the business community. It may have either positive or negative impact upon business. Hence, businessmen must scan it constantly and carefully. Para. Major elements of political environment. Roman 1. Political stability in the country. Roman 2. Peace in the country. Roman 3. Attitude of the government towards business. Roman 4. Type of government, that is, single party government or multi-party government. Page number 78. Roman 5. Ideologies of various political parties. Para. Impact of political environment on business. The following are the main examples of the impact of political environment on business. Para. Roman 1. In 1977, the Janata government adopted a stringent attitude towards the multinational companies. As a result of this attitude, the multinational companies like the IBM and the Coca-Cola had to ignore India. Para. Roman 2. The new government encouraged the multinational companies for investment in India. This led to the opening of the doors of the Indian market for the multinational companies. Consequently, the Coca-Cola entered in the Indian market once again. Para. Roman 3. It was only because of the political interest that Hyderabad came to be known as Cyberabad, Cyberabad. In other words, it came to be recognized as the center of information technology, within bracket IT, bracket closed. Para. Roman 5. Legal environment. It refers to the sum total of all the acts passed by the government, judgments of the courts and decisions rendered by various commissions and agencies in the country. Para. Thus, legal environment consists of all the acts passed by the government, judgments of courts and decisions taken by various commissions and agencies appointed at center, state or local level. This arrangement needs to control and regulate the various business activities such as sale purchase, industrial disputes, etc. The business community cannot ignore a legal framework as it has to perform transactions within it. It may have either positive or negative impact on business. So, businessmen must scan it regularly. Para. Major elements of legal environment. Roman 1. The acts or legislations passed by the government. Roman 2. The decisions taken by various commissions and agencies. Roman 3. The judgments of courts. Para. The impact of legal environment on business. The following are the main examples of the impact of legal environment on business. Para. Roman 1. By removing control on the capital market, a huge amount of capital was collected by issuing various new issues in the primary market. Para. Roman 2. With introduction of relaxation in foreign direct investment within bracket FDI bracket closed and foreign exchanges, many multinational companies entered in the Indian market. Consequently, there has been a tremendous increase in the foreign exchange reserves in the country. Para. 3.3 Government policy changes. Since 1991, Government of India has brought major policy changes which have affected business considerably. Before going through the impact of government policy changes on business, let us go through these changes briefly, which are as follows. Para. Number 1. Only 6 industries having strategic relevance to national security and social cause require licensing. For other industries, licensing has been abolished. Para. Number 2. Many industries reserved for public sector have been opened for all sectors. Para. Number 3. To reduce the role of public sector, disinvestment policy has been adopted in which some government companies have been sold to private sector and in other companies, government shareholdings have been diluted. Para. Number 4. Policy for foreign direct investment within bracket FDI bracket closed has been liberalized in terms of number of industries as well as percentage of foreign equity holding. Page number 79. Number 5. Automatic permission of technology import and technical collaboration with foreign countries have been introduced. Para. Number 6. Foreign Investment Promotion Board within bracket FIPB bracket closed has been constituted to promote and channelize foreign investment in India. Para. Besides industrial policy, 1991, Government of India has taken a number of measures to liberalize, privatize and globalize Indian economy. Therefore, the following 3 terms have become buzzwords in Indian economy. Para. Number 1. Liberalization. Number 2. Privatization. Number 3. Globalization. Para. 3.3.1 Liberalization. Liberalization refers to the removal of all unnecessary controls and restrictions on business and industry. Thus, it involves giving more freedom to businessmen to do business of their own choice. This has been done by the government through Roman 1. Abolishing licensing requirement in most of the industries except a short list. Roman 2. Simplifying procedures for imports and exports, and Roman 3. Making it easier to attract foreign capital and technology to India. Para. In order to effect liberalization in Indian economy, Government of India has taken several steps which are as follows. Para. Roman 1. Freedom of entry of any industry by abolishing licensing except a few industries. Roman 2. De-reservation of industries reserved for public sector except of strategic importance. Roman 3. Pruning the list of industries reserved for small-scale sector. Roman 4. Relaxation in the upper limit of foreign direct investment in specified area. Roman 5. Removing restrictions for the movement of goods and services from one place to another. Roman 6. Freedom to fix the prices of goods and services. Roman 7. Reduction in the rate of taxes. Roman 8. Freedom from unnecessary control over economy. Roman 9. Automatic permission for foreign technical collaboration in priority industries. Roman 10. Least formalities for establishing joint ventures with foreign partners. Roman 11. Automatic permission of import of capital goods if it is arranged through foreign equity. Roman 12. No restriction on import and export of goods and services except belonging to negative list which require permission. Roman 13. Amendment of harsh provisions in MRTP Act regarding expansion of business in the same line. Roman 14. Replacing FERA by FEMA to liberalize dealings in foreign exchange. Para. 3.3.2 Privatization. Under the Industrial Policy 1956, the public sector was assigned a dominant role while the sphere of operation of the private sector was severely curtailed. But the new industrial policy of 1991 sought to reverse this position through various policies that limit the area of public sector and give way to expansion of private sector. Page number 80. It paved the way for the privatization of public sector enterprises. Para. Privatization means transfer of ownership, management and control of public sector enterprises to the entrepreneurs in the private sector. It implies greater role of the private sector in the economic activities of the country. Another term that is relevant here is, within single inverted comma, disinvestment, single inverted comma closed. Para. Disinvestment means transfer of a part of government shareholdings in the public sector enterprises to the private sector. It results in dilution of stake of the government in the public enterprise. If there is dilution of government ownership beyond 51%, it would result in transfer of ownership and management of the enterprise to the private sector. Over the years, the Indian government has diluted its stake in several public enterprises including IPCL, GAIL, IBP, BALCO and Maruti Udyog. Para. To execute policy of privatization, government took the following steps. Para. A. Disinvestment of public sector, that is transfer of public sector enterprise to private sector. B. Setting up of Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction, within bracket BIFR, bracket closed. This board was set up to revive sick units in public sector enterprises suffering loss. C. Dilution of stake of the government. If in the process of disinvestments private sector acquires more than 51% shares, then it results in transfer of ownership and management to the private sector. Para. Its chief features are given below. Roman 1. Reducing the role of public sector and increasing the role of private sector. Roman 2. Reducing fiscal burden of the government. Roman 3. Reducing the size of the government machinery. Roman 4. Speeding up economic development. Roman 5. Improving management of enterprises. Roman 6. Increase in government treasury. Roman 7. Increasing competition by opening industries reserved for the public sector to the private sector. Para. 3.3.3 Globalization. The term globalization means the process of integration of the world economy into one huge market through the removal of all trade barriers or restrictions among countries. In India, many of the restrictions on imports and exports and inflow and outflow of capital and technology have been lifted by the central government so that Indian business may become globally competitive. Para. The broad features of globalization are as follows. Roman 1. Free flow of goods and services across national frontiers through removal or reduction of trade barriers. Roman 2. Free flow of capital across nations. Roman 3. Free flow of technology across nations. Roman 4. Free movement of human resources across nations. And Roman 5. Global mechanism for the settlement of economic disputes. Para. However, degree of these features varies among countries. According to a survey of 72 countries by A.T. Kearney, Kearney, a global consultancy firm, Singapore occupies number 1 position, followed by Hong Kong. USA is at the 7th position and India at the 71st position. This is due to the fact that India started globalization process much later than most of the countries included in the survey. Page number 81. Government of India adopted policy of globalization by taking following measures. Para. Roman 1. Through import liberalization, government removed many restrictions from import of capital goods. Roman 2. Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, within bracket FERA, bracket closed, was replaced by Foreign Exchange Management Act, within bracket FEMA, bracket closed. Roman 3. Rationalization of tariff structure. Roman 4. Abolition of export duty. Roman 5. Reduction of import duty. Para. The aim of globalization is to look upon the world as a within single inverted comma global village single inverted comma closed, which would allow free flow of goods, capital, technology and labor between different countries. Because of globalization, there has been a tremendous impact of international environment on business in India. A large number of foreign multinationals have opened their subsidiaries in India and have entered into collaboration agreements with the Indian companies. This has increased competition in the Indian market. Small and medium enterprises have been experiencing difficulty in competing with the foreign multinational corporations. Because of liberalized import policy, several business firms in India have imported quality raw materials and latest technology to improve their competitive position. Leading business houses of India have opened their production units and subsidiaries abroad and also started joint ventures with local businessmen of foreign countries. Para. 3.3.4 Positive impact of liberalization and globalization. Para. Liberalization and globalization in India have brought the following positive results. Roman 1. Liberalization of licensing requirements for industries. Roman 2. Increased competition and improvement in the supply of goods and services to the consumers. Roman 3. Reduction of international trade barriers ensuring free flow of goods and services across national boundaries. Roman 4. Increased flow of foreign direct investment into the country. Roman 5. Upgradation of Indian industries through technology transfer. Roman 6. Improvement in balance of payment within bracket BOP bracket closed position of the country as a result of increased exports from the country. Roman 7. Better standard of living of people as a result of availability of better goods. Para. 3.3.5 Threats created by liberalization and globalization. The process of liberalization and globalization in India have been criticized because of the following negative consequences. Para. Roman 1. The small-scale industries have been the worst sufferers as they can't compete with the large organizations. Roman 2. The entry of multinational companies within bracket MNCs bracket closed into the country has been made easier. Because of their latest technology, they are able to kill the Indian industries. Roman 3. MNCs are not interested in the national goals, poverty reduction and employment generation. Roman 4. Introduction of latest technology causes loss of employment of many people. Roman 5. The benefits of liberalization and globalization are not available to the poor people. Roman 6. Global firms don't take full interest in protection of environment. Roman 7. Western culture has become easily accessible and as a result there is a continuous degradation of the Indian social values. Page number 82. 3.4 Impact of government policy changes on business and industry. The policy of liberalization, privatization and globalization of the government has made a significant impact of the working of Indian business and industry. This impact is as follows. Para. Impact of government policy changes on business and industry. Under this comes Roman 1. Increasing competition. Roman 2. More demanding customers. Roman 3. Market orientation. Roman 4. Rapidly changing technological environment. Roman 5. Necessity for change. Roman 6. Need for developing human resource. Roman 7. Reduction of budgetary support to the public sector. And Roman 8. Opportunities in international business. Para. Roman 1. Increasing competition. After the new policy, Indian companies had to face all-round competition, which means competition from the internal market and the competition from the MNCs. The companies which could adopt latest technology and which were having large amount of resources could only survive and face the competition. Many companies could not face the competition and have to leave the market. The competition for Indian companies has increased, especially in service industries like telecommunication, airlines, banking, insurance, etc. For example, Western Electronics, which had a market share of more than 38% in the TV market in the early 80s, lost its hold over the market because of the entry of BPL, Oneida, Videocon, and also a number of MNC brands. Para. Roman 2. More demanding customers. Because of removal licensing restrictions, many new industrial units supply goods and services and increase competition among the suppliers. Customers have become more demanding because increased competition in the market gives the customers wider choice in purchasing better quality of goods and services. Para. Roman 3. Market orientation. There are 2 points of view with regard to the marketing activities: production oriented and market oriented. According to the production oriented viewpoint, first the goods are manufactured and then go to market for sale. On the other hand, according to the market oriented viewpoint, first of all the market survey is done and then production is undertaken. Earlier, firms had production-oriented marketing operations, but in the present scenario, there is a shift to market orientation where the firms have to study and analyze the market first to identify customer needs and produce goods accordingly. Marketing research, educational advertising, after-sale services, etc. have become more significant. Page number 83, Roman 4. Rapidly changing technological environment. Before or prior to new economic policy, there was a small internal competition only. But after the new economic policy, the world-class competition started, and to stand this global competition, the companies need to adopt the world-class technology. Adoption of advanced technology can increase productivity and also quality of goods and services. That is why the government policy has followed import of world-class technology by the Indian firms. To adopt and implement the world-class technology, the investment in R&D department has to increase. Many pharmaceutical companies increased their investment in R&D department from 2% to 12%, and companies started spending a large amount for training the employees. But this has created a great challenge for small industrial units which has lack of financial resources to procure advanced technology. Para. Roman 5. Necessity for change. Before the implementation of economic reforms before 1991 the business were more stable. Policies once formulated used to continue for a long time. However, these days, because of the free economic environment, the various factors of business environment are undergoing rapid changes. Consequently, the businesses have become unstable and policies have to be changed quickly. Para. Roman 6. Need for developing human resource. It is a big challenge to achieve success in business these days. New conditions have led to change in technology, policies and practices which require highly competent personnel. It is not easy for the ordinary employees to face this challenge. It needs a thoroughly accomplished human resource equipped with the latest information. There has been a shortage of trained human resource in India. As a result, there is a need for developing human resources. Para. Roman 7. Reduction of budgetary support to the public sector. As a result of economic reforms, the importance of public sector has declined. There is a considerable reduction in budgetary support for public sector. So, public sector has to increase its efficiency in order to survive and grow. Para. Roman 8. Opportunities in international business. The new economic policy and trade policy have created a lot of opportunities in international business, including exports, overseas investments, joint ventures, franchising, etc. Many Indian companies have set up their plants in other countries like Tata Steel, Tata Motors, Videocon, Wipro, Reliance Infocom, etc. have acquired business firms overseas. Para. Conclusion. In conclusion, it can be observed that the policies of liberalization, privatization and globalization within bracket LPG bracket close have brought positive impact on the Indian business and industry. They have become customer focused, quality conscious and cost conscious. They have developed new strategies and policies to meet the emerging challenges. Continuation of page number 83. Very short answer type questions, 1 mark each. Para. Number 1. What is business environment? Answer. Business environment means the sum total of all individuals, institutions and other forces that are outside the control of business but may influence its performance. Para. Number 2. Give an important feature of business environment. Answer. It is dynamic in nature. Para. Number 3. Why is business environment uncertain? Answer. Future happenings are very difficult to predict. Page number 84. Number 4. Do you think business environment is a relative concept? Answer. Yes, business environment is a relative concept as it differs from country to country and from region to region. Para. Number 5. Technology is improving day by day. Which feature of business environment is highlighted in the given statement? Answer. Business environment is dynamic in nature. Para. Number 6. Roman 1. State the difference between general and specific forces. Answer. Specific forces affect the individual enterprise directly, whereas general forces have indirect impact on whole business enterprise. Para. Number 6. Roman 2. Business environment includes both within single inverted comma specific and general forces, single inverted comma closed. List any 4 specific forces. Answer. The 4 specific forces are investors, customers, competitors and suppliers. Para. Number 6. Roman 3. State some of the general forces of business environment. Answer. General forces are political, legal, social and technological conditions. Para. Number 7. State 2 benefits of studying business environment. Answer. Roman 1. It helps in identifying threats and opportunities. Roman 2. It helps in coping with rapid changes. Para. Number 8. Within inverted comma, the understanding of business environment enables the firm to identify opportunities. Inverted comma closed. What is meant by within single inverted comma opportunities, single inverted comma closed here? Answer. Opportunities in the given statement refer to the positive changes in external environment which will help a firm to improve its performance. Para. Number 9. Within inverted comma, the understanding of business environment helps the managers to identify threats. Inverted comma closed. What is meant by threats here? Para. Answer. Threats in the given statement refer to the unfavorable changes in the external environment which hinders the firm's performance. Para. Number 10. Demand for LED TVs are increasing day by day. Thus, TV manufacturers have started making LED TVs instead of LCD. Identify the significance of business environment being portrayed in the given case. Answer. Study of business environment helps in coping with rapid changes. Para. Number 11. Give a practical example which shows that the study of business environment enables a firm to identify the opportunities. Answer. Nerolac Company was the first company which understands the environment and captures the opportunity of car painting in India, and no other company is having that technology before. Para number 12. What do you mean by first mover advantage? Answer: early identification of opportunities. Para number 13. How can environment awareness help managers? Answer: various threats are identified in time. Page number 85. Number 14. Banking sector reforms have led to easier credit terms and better services. Identify this example is associated to which component of business environment? Answer: economic environment. Para number 15. Write two economic factors influencing the business environment. Answer: Roman 1. Changes in disposable income of people, and Roman 2. Stock market indices. Para number 16. What is economic and non-economic environment of business? Answer: economic environment of business consists of factors like fiscal policy, monetary policy, etc. Non-economic environment refers to social, political, legal factors, etc. Para number 17. Which environment describes characteristics of society in which the organization exists? Answer: social environment. Para number 18. What are values? Answer: concepts held by a society in high esteem are values. Para number 19. Which dimension of business environment is concerned with improvement and innovations which provides new ways of producing goods and services? Answer: technological environment. Para number 20. Give the name of environment that provides a framework within which the business has to function. Answer: political environment. Para number 21. Just after declaration of Lok Sabha elections 2009 results, the Bombay Stock Exchange's price index rose by 21,000 points in a day. Identify the environment factors which led to this rise. Answer: political environment. Para number 22. Give one factor included in political environment of business. Answer: political stability. Para number 23. Name the environment that prohibits the advertisement of alcoholic beverages. Answer: legal environment. Para number 24. If the packets of tobacco would not carry the statutory warning, it is related to which dimension of business environment? Answer: legal environment. Para number 25. List the major impacts of new industrial policy. Answer: the major impacts of new industrial policy are: Roman 1. Liberalization, Roman 2. Privatization, Roman 3. Globalization. Para number 26. Define liberalization as a process of economic reforms in one sentence. Answer: liberalization means liberating Indian business and industry from all unnecessary government controls and restrictions. Page number 86. Number 27. Give one example of liberalization in India. Answer: abolishing industrial licensing requirements in most of the industries. Para number 28. Which industrial policy has opened the doors of Indian economy for multinational corporations? Answer: Industrial Policy 1991. Para number 29. Government of India is seriously thinking to allow all marketing public sector undertakings to fix their own price for petrol and diesel. Which economic reform is the reason of this change in government's policy? Answer: liberalization. Para number 30. Name the economic reforms introduced to free Indian business from unnecessary controls and restrictions. Answer: liberalization. Para number 31. Give an example of privatization in India. Answer: sale of IPCL to Reliance Industries is an example of privatization in India. Para number 32. Define privatization as a process of economic reforms. Answer. Privatization means giving greater role to the private sector in the nation building process and drastically reducing the role of the public sector. Para number 33. What do you mean by disinvestment? Answer. When the private sector takes over public sector, it is called disinvestment in India. Para number 34. What is globalization? Answer. Globalization means integrating economy of a country with the world's economy to facilitate the free flow of trade, capital, persons and technology across borders. Para number 35. How have customers benefited by increased competition after liberalization and globalization? Answer. While purchasing, they get better quality and wider choice of goods and services. Para number 36. Give any two negative impacts of liberalization and globalization on business in India. Answer. Negative impacts of liberalization and globalization are: Roman 1. All-round competition. Roman 2. Acquisitions and mergers are increasing. Para number 37. Name any two challenges which Indian corporate sector is facing due to changes in government policy. Answer. The two challenges are: Roman 1. Increasing competition. Roman 2. Need to be market oriented. Para number 38. State any two impacts of change of government policy on business and industry. Answer. Roman 1. Rapidly changing technological environment. Page number 87. Roman 2. Export a matter of survival. Para number 39. State some service industries for which competition increased due to change in government policies. Answer. Telecommunications, airlines, banking, insurance, etc. Para number 40. After the change in government policy, is it necessary for firms to adopt the market-oriented technique? Why? Answer. Because it becomes necessary for firms to understand and analyze the market first and then produce goods according to the customers. Para number 41. What is the main reason behind the efficiency of the public sector undertakings? Answer. PSUs failed to adapt the changes and secondly, didn't have the appropriate budget for expansion and growth. Para. Multiple choice questions, 1 mark each. Para number 1. Which of the following does not characterize the business environment? Answer. Answer হবে না. A. Uncertainty. B. Employees. C. Relativity and D. Complexity. Answer is B. Employees. Para number 2. Which of the following best indicates the importance of business environment? A. Identification. B. Improvement in performance. C. Coping with rapid changes and D. All of them. Answer is D. All of them. Para number 3. Proper understanding of business environment is not a prerequisite for A. Tapping of useful resources. B. Identification of opportunities and threats. C. Formulation of strategies and D. Better coordination of employee efforts. Answer is D. Better coordination of employee efforts. Para number 4. Which of the following is an example of social environment? A. Money supply in the economy. B. Consumer Protection Act. C. The constitution of the country and D. Composition of family. Answer is C and D. C is the constitution of the country and D. Composition of family. Para number 5. Which one of the following is a part of economic environment? A. Public debt. B. Lifestyles of people. C. Technological changes and D. Level of education. Answer is A. Public debt. Para number 6. Liberalization means A. Integration among economies. B. Reduce government controls and restrictions. C. Policy of planned disinvestment and D. None of them. Answer is B. Reduce government controls and restrictions. Para. Number 7. Globalization means A. Reduced role of public sector, B. Integration of economies, C. Lowering interest rates, and D. Control of inflation. Answer is B. Integration of economies. Page number 88. Number 8. Which of the following does not explain the impact of government policy changes on business and industry? A. More demanding customers, B. Increasing competition, C. Change in agricultural prices, and D. Market orientation. Answer is C. Change in agricultural prices. Para. Short answer type questions, 4 marks each. Number 1. What is meant by business environment? Explain within single inverted comma dynamic nature, single inverted comma closed, and within single inverted comma uncertainty, single inverted comma closed as features of business environment. Number 2. Explain the features of business environment. Number 3. Explain by giving any 4 reasons why understanding of business environment is important for a manager. Number 4. Discuss in brief the social environment as the dimension of business environment. Number 5. From the business aspect, what is the need of studying political environment? Number 6. Mention the various dimensions of business environment. Number 7. What is technological environment? Give an example for the same. Number 8. Economic and social conditions have a considerable impact on the performance of the company. Discuss them briefly. Number 9. Political and legal conditions have a considerable impact on the performance of the company. Discuss them briefly. Number 10. It is the process by which government controls over the industry is being loosened. Identify the term and discuss it briefly. Number 11. What are the positive effects of liberalization and globalization on business and industry? Number 12. What are the negative effects of liberalization and globalization on business and industry in India? Number 13. What are the features of New Industrial Policy 1991? Number 14. Briefly explain the following liberalization. Number 15. What are the essential features of privatization? Number 16. What are the essential features of globalization? Number 17. What are the essential features of Roman 1. Liberalization, Roman 2. Globalization? Number 18. Explain any 3 impacts of government policy changes on business and industry.